Have your sports curiosity cured.
Back in overtime, quarterfinal game of the day. Marner got it done for Canada in overtime against Czechia, who will be the hero between Finland and Switzerland. Lundell, a stretch, and a chance, scores! Lock in the overtime hero for the Finns. They're on to the semifinals.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
Just a little bit of traffic for the Canadian to get through there as he takes the ball. Stephen Dubois is in front. Dubois wins it. Stephen Dubois delivers Olympic gold for Canada.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Now celebrating with Marner and Harley. Pitch Marner through to the net. Score! Vince Marner, game winner. Team Canada headed to the semis.
This
All right, here we go for Saul 609. Friday, February the 20th. Hey, the weekend is here, so let's tear up the old pea patch, click her into Schnell, and make a fast break to the 11 o'clock hour. It is Feel Good Friday. It is Playlist Friday. If you've got a song, an intro song, a walk-up song that you want to hear, get it in to 833-401-1440, and the Duke will get it on. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial on your morning drive into work on a Friday, or maybe you're like a lot of people taking Friday off because of a great Olympic day that we have ahead of us. And maybe you just want to nestle in with these continuing frigid temperatures that we've had for the last, 4 or 5 days here in the city of Champions. Yeah, you can also watch us as well on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like and a subscription. We would appreciate that. We are also on X, Facebook, Instagram, and even Twitch. And as always, we are streaming on the many services that are out there on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, and even on sports1440.ca. And if you miss any part of any show, it turns into the many podcasts that are out there. Just search it, the Kevin Karius Show on Apple, Spotify, even Google, hey, even Amazon. Subscribe. It's free. Select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of any show. It is semi-final Friday at the Olympics in men's hockey. Canada and Finland set to go in an hour and 40 minutes. Sid Crosby, the news on Sid, same as yesterday, might go for a little twirl today, but more indications are pointing that it'll be awfully tough for him to go. We've got the USA and Slovakia to follow at 1:10. The women's hockey yesterday, tough one for the Canadians. They go toe-to-toe with the Americans for 60 minutes and then lose in overtime. 2-1, picking up a silver, the 15th medal of the games for Canada. And also, the women's semifinal in curling is underway. In the fourth end, Sweden leads Rachel Homan of Canada by a score of 2-1. The Canadians do have the hammer, but the Swedes really putting the pressure on Team Canada, lying 3 in the fourth end, 2 rocks to go for Rachel Homan. So glad you're with us here on a Friday morning as we welcome in our Friday and Monday co-host, Grey Cup champion, all-decade team, Eddie Steele, the real deal. Got his pink tie on today. Good morning, Eddie.
Man, not looking as beautiful as you, though.
What do you mean?
You just
That-
something
I still have
about
that
you, man.
hue,
You got a
hue.
glow. Did you get a fresh cut? What is it, man? Fresh shave?
I
can't
shaved last
pinpoint
night,
it.
actually. I did shave last night because I thought, I have an event tonight. Okay.
There it is.
Well, just true. It's true. I got an event tonight with ATB Financial at Ruth's Chris.
Ooh.
It's a great event. I was there last year. Ryan Nugent Hopkins comes out. It's with some of the clients. with
Same
ATB.
deal. It'll be
Yeah,
huge.
so you just sit around and shoot the breeze.
Is he
Kelly
partner
Buckford.
then?
He would be. Remember, they used to have all those commercials, and they did more of them. It was Mark Giordano and Jordan Eberle. They had those, and so now it's a little different. But I guess you would call him a spokesperson. he would be part of the family.
Do you remember Freddie Stamps?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how could you
Yeah.
forget? He was a legend.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had his commercial bit with Smitty's. So he had a bunch of on local TV, of course. And it was with all the Smitty's restaurants.
I'm trying to
Or,
think.
or Humpty's. Humpty's.
yes,
That's what it
yeah,
was.
okay, yeah.
Humpty's. Humpty's.
It was, because, I was also thinking Terry Vaughn was dabbling, and then he got the restaurant too, Terry Vaughn's. Did you remember that?
I don't know.
That was
No.
long.
It was called Terry Vaughn.
It was called Terry Vaughn's. It was like, I think it was where one of the, it was on the corner. Like, it used to be called, they changed it. And Ryan Smith had some work in there. It was a Century.
Was it like bar and grill type deal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Terry Vaughn's.
Duke, you know what they call a guy like KK? They're
What?
all pretty like this. He's all hair and teeth.
Quit using my lines, Eddie. Quit using my lines. So how was the week, big guy?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I
been a
missed
good
you on Monday. We missed you on Monday with no show on Family Day.
Week has been good.
Yeah.
Lots of good Olympics, exciting Olympics.
Been watching a
Yeah,
fair bit. and
Caught some puck. The women, they battled their tail off yesterday.
They really did, and I'm so glad it was a good game because everyone thought that this was going to be the exact same game as the round robin, like a 5-0 or 4-0 or whatever, and they never would have had a sniff. And here's the other thing too, Eddie. There were so many people, especially after that game. Like, we had experts and insiders saying, "Oh, you got to blow this up." I mean, they brought the wrong team. They needed more youth.
Where do they go from here?
Yeah, and they have some older players. The Americans have some older players. It's funny how the two players that came to the forefront for the United States
Where they're vets.
they're veteran older players.
Interesting.
And Hillary Knight and Jenner. So, I mean, you're always going to, had Canada lost to the Czechs, people would have been going, well, where is so-and-so? Why didn't they have this guy? Why that, how did the coach, could he possibly implement the lines the way he was?
Yeah. And
We're in a second guessing.
it's such a battle when you get into these types of games. This Canada for the women, it was a total, to me, any given Sunday type moment. For that championship game, man, you keep it tight. And I was saying to some fellas that I was watching it with, the longer it goes, the tighter the sticks get gripped by the U.S. and the expectation, pressure.
It's the belief. Hey, we're right there, and then all of a sudden, the American, hey, they are right there, and that's how it goes with any sport, any game.
Now, getting back to yesterday, quick, they got to capitalize on some of those PPs.
For Canada today against Finland, you mean?
Yes, the women.
Oh, the women.
Had they have capitalized?
Yeah.
Had they have capitalized on a couple of power play opportunities?
Yeah.
They got shut down pretty good.
They did. But I mean, it's just there wasn't a whole lot of room for a lot of parts of the game. Scoring chances I thought were similar.
Yeah, I would agree. And nobody dominated anybody
similar.
either. It was a tight game.
But it's a game where, again, unfortunately, there's a team that has to win and a team that has to lose. And you look at it in the sense of the Americans were just a little bit better in overtime, and they get a big effort and a big goal. Canada just picked up a single, I believe, and it's that would have been someone got a single. And it's 2-2 after 4 ends anyway.
What's this for? This
is a semifinal.
This
game,
is
so
okay.
is to go to the goal. So,
man, we already knew this about the fella. Man,
what's that?
How savage is Radko Gudas? He's filthy, man. We knew it about him. We knew it. We've watched enough of him over the years, but he's filthy.
Well, he plays old school hockey, and just think, like,
I'm not mad at it.
Think about. I mean, there's a chance. There's actually a decent chance that the Oilers could play Anaheim in the playoffs, maybe even in the first round.
He's their captain.
Well, and that's so he's going to be going up against the Oiler guys and reefing on them for a whole series here.
And that's the only way, he can truly keep up is by reefing on guys and hanging off of guys.
Yeah,
the extra.
So, but he just plays hard. He plays strong. I mean, I don't think that was a dirty hit on Sid Crosby.
No,
he's just finishing.
He's just a savage, though.
And I think it's just an unfortunate way how Sid goes down. That's all it is.
Who was it though that he forearm shivered back of the head into the board? He's going off, and you caught the good
Duke's just
mic on the ice
over there, Duke.
Caught the good just going off. It's pretty funny.
He was beaking Wilson, right? To fight a guy that has never fought before. Blah blah blah. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne at 7:10. Good morning, Duke. big win for the Tropicana Orangemen last
huge
night.
win for the Trops last night
man.
at the Drake, down to our final couple. I think we have one game left. One game left at the Drake this season before, much like the Golden Bears and the Pandas, similar ilk, of course, that will take a hiatus from the arena. It's been our home rink for the last number of seasons. It's going to undergo its renos next year. And
do you know where you're playing?
No, I don't think we've decided. Our team captain is from Beaumont, so I think he's going to be really pushing for us to try and make Silent Ice our new home rink, which essentially is just a preferred time slot, right? You get the same day, time, and facility for half your games or just under half your games or something like that, which is nice, obviously. But I don't know. Most of the guys are spread around the rest of the city, so it'll probably go to some sort of debate. Well, I don't care as long as it's not like the Meadows.
Yeah, that's
worst case for you.
That's too far away from me on the west side, and we play in the South Division, so it wouldn't be Garrison or any Russ Barnes or probably any of the ones that are on the more north portion of the city. But
you know what you should do?
I'd really love Collingwood. That would be great.
For you, it'd be
that'd be personally great for me.
I thought it'd even be better here for you, Duke. You should lobby for the Ice Palace here. So if you had the late games, you just stay overnight here.
Well,
sleep on the couch.
Sleep on the couch here out in the
and then you're ready for the morning.
Bar.
You know?
Well, I think I've told the story before. This was before I played on the Tropics. I don't even know if they were the Tropics back then. They might have a different name. They played here at the Ice Palace occasionally, as beer league teams still do, apparently, which I wasn't aware of. They got into it was like a Saturday afternoon, sun beaten down through that dome roof, ice just in terrible shape. Went to a shootout. The two teams, neither could score. It went like 13 rounds in the shootout with nobody scoring. People in the mall started booing them.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, big win for the Trops last night. Stayed a little longer than necessary in the dressing room after, as usual, talking some Olympics, swapping some stories, having a few pops. And so I'm excited that it's Friday. Primarily means that once it's over, I can go home, watch the USA and Slovakia game from my couch and not really have to do much of anything for the rest of the day.
I'm just looking at Eddie's notes here, Duke.
Are they comprehensive?
Well, no, he's got a smaller. Normally he's got the big book.
Pretty sparse.
And I look, he's got a smaller little book with 2 lines. Wow,
way to just out
just
the guy.
Yeah, I know. Hey, diamond me.
And he already used one of them about Radko Gudas.
Oh, no, I didn't. These 2 lines are for Greg's.
What a savage move by Kevin. Just
that is. I'm gonna be coming with the heat for the rest of the show now. Way to set the tone, KK.
Well, but he's got the big normal pad.
Lucky I'm black, so you can't see me blushing. But honestly, there's not a ton going on. Like, there's only Olympics, there's a little NBA, some college hoops. Yeah. There's not a lot going on around the sporting landscape. Oh, I found it quite interesting. And I know it's probably been talked about, but it was eerily similar to a Friday at 3:30 p.m. press release.
Oh.
With the Oilers releasing the news of Paul Coffey with 12 minutes left in the third period, tie game.
Yeah, and here's the other thing.
What's up with that, man?
They're trying
to sneak it.
That's trying to diffuse the situation.
It was obvious to me at the moment.
Yeah. Well, so we said right away, like Duke said that in my ear, and I'm like, we're watching the game and going to break at the same time. That's what we were doing. And I was like, okay, well, that's public relations 101 is what that is. And then it's even worse I don't know if worse is the wrong word. So they announced that on Wednesday, and then basically they have a day off today, and then they have Paul Coffey coming in today and addressing the media tomorrow, which is on a Saturday where
it's a weekend.
A lot of media are like, well, okay, so now, now they're going down on a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
They normally probably wouldn't. But
not handled properly.
Well, it's handled properly from a team perspective of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, but it's so obvious that what they were trying to do, I think, is maybe. And what are we hiding from here, too? Why are we trying to sweep anything under the rug? This is Edmonton. You can't sweep nothing under the rug.
No, and then, now everyone dissects it further is what happens.
That's just it. That's just it. Yeah. What do you think?
What do I think?
Do we got a minute here? I want to know what you think about it. We've talked about it in the past.
Well, think about it like 2 years ago when it first came in and we just started the show. We were on the show for a month and a half, if that, and they make a coaching change when it was a parcel package. It wasn't like they hired Chris Knobloch and said, okay, what do you think? Do you want to bring in Paul Coffey? No, it was we're bringing in Paul Coffey to be here with you. It was a package deal.
Mm-hmm.
So this is similar, but different because now they want to bring him back, and it's a package.
They meaning
Well, okay. So how this
him
gets in,
up top.
yeah, how this would get initiated? Like Paul Coffey and Daryl Cates are as tight as it can possibly be.
Yeah.
Like Paul Coffey's technically, in the perfect world, is almost going to be a governor for the team.
He's his right-hand man.
You can't get more right than that. So, how does the process go? And how important is the process? The number one thing here is win and for the good of the team.
Absolutely.
So that has to cover everything here, in my opinion. But a lot of people are making a stink of, okay, well, how did this happen? So is it Daryl saying to who? Or like, is it a conversation where, okay, this Jeff Jackson and Bowman, do they all say, and Daryl, they have a conversation. Okay, is Paul back? Is that a good one? Is that a good move? Do we need him? And then it filters down, and now Knobloch's got to be involved. And Knobloch has to decide, okay, is this good for the team? And you have to put everything aside.
Oh, absolutely.
And same with Mark Stewart. He's got to put everything aside too.
Everything meaning your ego and pride.
Everything. And again, it's all about for the good of the team. What gives us the best chance to turn this into where we were heading into the playoffs and playoff success the last 2 years?
Short answer, do you think it sparks him?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk to Jason Gregor about that coming up at 7:20. Also in the big program, we've got Mark Spector in his usual time slot at 8 o'clock. We've got Paul Sir from Hoop City at 9:20. Should mention Josh Fenwick not in action today. We got Donnie Paulson running the streaming services. And I don't know, Donnie Paulson, he might have to be ready to go tomorrow morning for Hoop City. But he says there's no chance of it happening. Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh Sports covers the Penguins. Again, Sidney Crosby. Big news for Team Canada. Maybe even bigger news for the Pittsburgh Penguins moving forward, because can they make the playoffs without him? And then JP Hornstra from Newsweek covers Major League Baseball. It is that time of the year, Eddie. Grapefruit action returns today. I think 7 games on the docket in cactus and grapefruit play. And I'm excited. I'm a big baseball guy, as you know it, so excited to get things rolling. When we come back, Jason Gregor will be with us from the Jason Gregor Show. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, the Duke of Delburne, and Donnie P on Sports 1440 AM radio. We are streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Free trips, free iPads, a barbecue, a wood stove, the #1 dealer in the world. What? Who cares? How about no pressure, a great deal, finance rates as low as 0%, trade values you can be happy with, and an indoor showroom. And we're pretty good people. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
1 in 3 adults don't get enough sleep. The Brick is here to help with deals on your entire bedroom. Save up to 50% off clearance mattresses, 50% off beds when you buy any 3 matching pieces. Buy one, get one half price on ceiling memory foam pillows, and save $100 off any adjustable power base when you buy a mattress over $9.99. Plus, check out other incredible savings in every department. Some exclusions apply. Check out The Brick in South Common, West Ed Mall, North Side, and downtown.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Looking for auto parts without the dealership price tag? You'll save big here at Ed's Auto Salvage in Westlaw. From engines and alternators to doors and glass, we carry quality tested used parts at unbeatable prices. Why spend thousands when you can spend hundreds? Keep your car and your budget running strong with Ed's Auto Salvage. I'm Lisa, inviting you to stop in soon or visit us online. We offer province-wide shipping and daily delivery to Edmonton. EdsAutosalvage.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:20 in Edmonton. Elliot Friedman reporting from Italy that Sidney Crosby will not play today for Team Canada as they get set for Finland. 8:40 puck drop for the semifinal. And that's the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where the all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport packages have arrived. We've got a great selection, too. Many colors to pick from. $49,900 gets you behind the wheel. Brand new Jeep Gladiators for under $50K. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com. As we welcome in the host of the Jason Greger Show, daily here from 2 to 6. Jason Greger, good morning, Gregs. You're with KK. Eddie Steele on Sports 1440. Thanks, big guy, in the morning show for, you probably had your workout and everything in this morning, or what?
No, my son moved in the basement and his room's right by the gym, so I'm not, I'm too loud. I can barely lift the weight. So
your built-in excuse, huh?
I have to drop. No, it's not a built-in excuse. I just had to change the time, so now I work out at 8:30.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's still getting his sweat in then, KK.
Yeah. You should grab Eddie down there and show him your little gym.
Yeah, well, he probably not enough weights in there for him.
I work out at the Planet Fitness because I'm a fairly frugal guy. $25 a month for the membership, man. And they got them located everywhere. But they only go up to 75s for the dumbbells.
Wow.
So you just got to rep that out, man. You just got, instead of doing 10, you're doing 20, 30 reps. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I don't need to lift heavy anymore. Now I do like a lot of like one-legged Bulgarian split squat crap that I hate every day, but it's actually good for you. So, and there's not a lot of weights doing those.
Did you ever, when you ever look at the CFL Combine, do you look at the all-time stats, Griggs? Have you ever looked at those career stats on there?
I have not. No, I'm assuming Eddie's up there.
Oh yeah, Eddie. Well, Eddie will tell you exactly where you are.
No,
on,
you
Eddie,
know
the
me
number.
better. Come on, Kevin.
You know the number, Eddie.
Come on, do me the favor. You do it.
No, come on. I don't know. Are you still top 10, Eddie?
I don't. Probably. I did 32 reps, I believe, a bench. That was obviously my claim to fame. But there was a little steroided out fullback that year. He put up 40. Like, it was insane. And then from there, I think the max number is 46, some big old lineman. But the one thing about these guys who put up these huge numbers is they never really lasted. And one thing a really good veteran told me when I first got drafted, he said, Eddie, you don't play weights, you play football. And that one stood with me because it's all about how you move and play the game out there, KK.
I would have loved to have seen how many reps Almondo Sewell could do at 220.
Oh, he's the strongest. I'm glad you pulled that name. He's by far the strongest football player I've ever seen. College, pro, and every guy that I've played with says that about him. It was next level. He would stand there, Greg's, with 3 plates on the bar on each side, so 315 pounds, not even bounce his knees, and he would just shoulder press it above his head, just military press it. 315 pounds. It was insane, man. My back would combust.
Dude, many years ago, I did a story with him and we had him in studio, and I went to the gym where he was lifting weights and, doing bench and then doing squats and stuff and deadlifts. And I was just like, it was mind blowing. Like, you see other guys, I remember lots of veterans would laugh because some new guy would come to town one year and, he thought he was really strong in the weight room, right? He'd get in there, whatever. And Sewell sometimes wouldn't even warm up. He'd just slide over and start doing reps, and guys would be like, who the hell's this guy? And it'd be like, yeah, if you think you're strong, there's always Sewell, and he's stronger. No one could lift as much as him. And he lasted a long time. Like, he had a hell of a career for a long time.
I just punched it up. Eddie was still T11. Greg's with 33.
Oh, it was 33.
33 reps in the bench press. But the funny thing that Eddie, and this is being 100% honest here, you don't play weights, you play football. If you look at the guys that are ahead of him, I don't see anybody that was any good.
They didn't last.
You
They
know,
didn't
the only
last.
guy that, like, I remember Ben Heenan was a decent lineman.
Yeah.
Other
he
than
played
that,
about 5 years.
the names that are on the list, when you look at it, no one even comes to mind. You know, like right off the charts
Totally.
here,
Yeah. No, I feel you, KK.
Yeah. Jason Greger with us here on the morning show. So Canada and Finland here. Just a quick thought. We just mentioned Sid Crosby's not going to play, so that means Connor McDavid's going to wear the C. But just a quick take on what you are expecting after that big win against the Czechs in the quarters.
Well, first of all, yeah, Hockey Canada put it out first before anybody that Sid was out, and Makar and McKinnon are the A's and McDavid's the C. Like, I was chuckling yesterday. People like, who's going to wear the C? I'm like, why the hell is that even a question? Everybody knows who's wearing the C. McDavid's been carrying the team, for God's sake. It's not even a question. But, it's a big loss not having Crosby, as much as it is on the ice, as it is on the bench. Just he's a very calm, competitive personality that I think that they will miss. But this team's deep enough. Like, Nick Suzuki is going to step up now and play center. Nick Suzuki is the 4th highest scoring Canadian on the team in the regular season in the NHL before the break. And by the way, he was 12th highest scorer in the NHL. Right. The only Finn with more points than him was Rantanen. So Canada still has 4 of the top 5 scorers going into this game tonight. And so they're still favored in my eyes. The Finns are always plucky. They're always competitive. They're going to want to play a low scoring game. Like, you look at outside of their game against Italy, they haven't scored a ton, but they also haven't given up much. UC Saros gave up 3 goals in his first game to Slovakia, and since then he's only allowed 3 goals. So, Canada, I think you've got to, as good as Saros is, every goalie has weaknesses, and his is you can't let him get to the top of the crease. And I think Canada today should attack from low to get Saros having to look behind him a bit so he can't get out to the top of the crease as much. I think if they can attack from low and get screens in front of him, he hasn't been great on screens in the NHL this year. That's going to be the key to success for them. Obviously, you want to score off the rush and have great shots. I understand that, but I think their best chance where they're going to have more success is probably generating opportunities from there.
Should mention also Josh Morrissey will not play today. Eddie.
That's brutal. They need him.
Yeah, they do need him. I mean, one of their best skaters back there, if not their best skater. I wanted to ask you guys, when it comes to these injuries, does it impact their team when they come back to the NHL in terms of their contract? In football, contracts are more incentive bonus laden.
No.
Say Sid comes back, he's just going to be placed on IR. It's not going to affect that. He's going to make his same pay like always.
Oh yeah, there's nothing. The players like, and the NHL. I know some people are like, oh, you know what? It's too much of a risk for this. No, it isn't. The NHL wants to grow. They want to get more international sponsors, global awareness. This is how you do it. The Olympics are the biggest thing, and like the men's hockey final is the last major event of the Olympics before the closing ceremony. So no, there's no change to salaries for players. The only players who have incentive bonuses, Eddie, are either entry-level contracts or plus 35. So, and Sid doesn't even have that in his contract. So there's no changes for any of the players who come back and miss a game or two. And who knows, Crosby did skate this morning. He's just not ready to go today. So that doesn't mean he won't be ready for Sunday. The odds are probably low, but he still has a chance. Now, if he misses even 2 weeks for the Penguins or a week, how tight it is there, that could be the difference for them. So yeah, they're going to want him to play, but if he can play on Sunday, he's going to play.
Yeah, I just looking again, and it's going to be McKinnon and McDavid and Celebrini, and I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine. Some people think that leaves them a little shy, but I don't agree with that at all, Greg. I don't know where you stand. Technically, the Horvat line moves up to be a third line with likely Jarvis and Hagel, and then you got Bennett, Marchand, and likely Reinhardt. I don't know where you stand with McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini together.
Yeah, I don't mind it. McKinnon hasn't done much on his own 5-on-5. So, you know what? I don't care if they're going to play them together. I could understand those starting without them. But so if you have Sam Bennett, is Bennett playing? Have they announced that? I'm assuming
they haven't announced, but
if you're playing McKinnon there, you have to, right? But here's the guy I would promote is Bo Horvat. I want to see more minutes from Bo Horvat. If you're going to play McKinnon with McDavid, that's fine. Suzuki's going to play with Stone and Marner. Then I have Bo Horvat centering my, quote, third line. I want a few more minutes from Bo. I think he's played great when he's got on the ice. He adds a lot more speed to them. So, and then Sam Bennett can be your fourth line center.
And that's what they have. And I would expect Jarvis to be on the 3 line there. And I expect a big game from him today.
Wow. Hey, you know what? Jarvis, I thought he played better the last game for sure, but you got to do something in your 12 or 13 minutes, right? And I thought he did last game. His first game, and even at Four Nations, I didn't notice a ton from Seth Jarvis, but I thought last game was his most engaged game.
Yeah. Jason Greger with us. Hey, just want to rewind to yesterday's women's gold medal game, what you thought of it. And I mean, Canada could have won just as easily as the Americans could have won in that game to win the gold, in my opinion.
Well, Canada played their best game in a long time, and unfortunately for them, it still wasn't good enough. I think you look at how they ran their bench. Why is O'Neill only playing 5 minutes? She scores a shorthanded goal. She's right in the game, and you're playing her 5 minutes. Like, I didn't like some of the coaching decisions there. Like they seemed to have a plan going in. You look at their defense and some of the defense that they didn't have on that team. I think a lack of foot speed at times was very prevalent compared to the U.S. team. And so I think there's going to be lots of changes for that roster, potentially even a change for the coach. Kevin, I think that there's potential time for that. I know there's lots of talk. People wonder, should they have just a full-time national program coach? And you can make that argument because the women do play more games against the U.S. They have the rivalry games and everything else. You can make an argument that there is a need for a full-time Team Canada coach for that squad if you want one. I'm not sure they'll do it, but it's definitely there. U.S. was the better team, the whole tournament. But Canada game, man, they were 2 minutes away. And God, if they would have scored on that power play late in the third period, they win, right? I thought their power play wasn't very good. And I thought their puck control and puck management in overtime was awful. They couldn't catch a pass. It was wild. Yeah, the power play, you can look at that, and Eddie and I discussed that as well. But you got to give some credit to the Americans' PK unit here too, Eddie. Well, they're very aggressive, right? They were very aggressive. But to me, you still have an extra attacker on the ice. Like the fact that you couldn't get set up is just illustrated to me a little bit of a lack of, at times, like even in the first period, you don't dump and chase on a power play. What the hell was going on? I didn't understand some of those decisions on their power play. With the once the Olympics are completed here, the Oilers, they're at the Ducks on Wednesday the 25th, then at the Kings Thursday the 26th, couple of back-to-backers. What's the workload looking like for Connor and Leon if you guys were in charge? Are you going to just let them run? Or are you going to rest them, limit the minutes? What do you guys think? Well, Leon will have had a week off, right? Like his last game was Wednesday, so I don't think that's much of an issue. Connor's, they're playing on Sunday either. Well, I guess not. If they lose today, they'll play Saturday. But so it'll depend a little bit. If they make it all the way to the gold medal game, you're not going to sit out McDavid, but you are going to limit his minutes. I talked to Knobloch about it, and he says, hey, flying back from Europe, we played back-to-back games. He's not going to play big minutes. It just doesn't make sense to do that. So, but he's probably going to play 18. Like for Connor, 18 minutes seems like a walk in the park for some games, right? So I think that's what they'll do. They're going to need some other guys to step up here. That's just a fact. And it's more so, can they step up defensively? Because they've been leaking way too many goals lately, like awful. They're the worst offensive team in the league in their last 7 games going into the break, averaging almost 5 goals against. On their penalty kill, it needs to be better. But Tristan Jarry's got to make a few saves, man. You go back, I watched that Ducks game. Ugh, 2 of those power play goals were terrible from a goalie's perspective. Mm-hmm. Greg, I got to ask you, man. I'm going to set the stage here. The year was 2024. Oh, boy. September. About Tuesday, I think it was during the week. You wouldn't remember. I do remember. I had a 240 hit with Jason Greger on his program. Oh, boy. Made for some of the best radio in a long time. A good shouting match we had. Greg's, I got to ask, are you finally ready to come over to the dark side? The invitation is still there with Trey Ford and your opinion on him. Well, let's keep in mind, Eddie, you were also drinking the Kool-Aid that Chris Jones was feeding you in regards to the lies about Trey Ford. So that was what the argument was about. Hey, Trey Ford's going to have to, he's going to go to Hamilton and he's got to develop some nuances of his game. But I'm not ready to throw in the towel on guys. Anthony Calvillo, I can give you the list. Look at Sam Darnold, who just won, right? Everybody in the NFL thought he was junk. Right? You got to develop guys and he's got to play. So he'll go to Hamilton. If I'm Trey Ford, I am shadowing Bo Levi Mitchell as much as I can. Like literally I'm in his back pocket everywhere he goes. I'm listening to this guy. I'm finding out. I'm watching what he's doing because I don't discount that Trey Ford has the ability to make plays out of the pocket. He's got to make more plays in the pocket.
Now it was Chris Jones, but Jarius Jackson, that came out of his mouth too. Wasn't just Chris who said that.
Well, you're right. Hey, it was multiple guys.
Jarius.
And where are they at right now?
They're not here. They're not here currently.
Are they anywhere in the CFL?
No, Jarius applied.
Yeah,
no,
no,
Jarius
Jarius
is somewhere.
He just
Winnipeg,
got
isn't it?
Calgary.
Is it Calgary? Yeah, he did get a job somewhere.
Quarterbacks coach.
You got that this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, he's he just got a job down south in some college, some defensive advisor. It's all about the relationships, as you guys know, connections.
Yeah, he was hired in Calgary as the quarterbacks coach.
All right.
Oh.
And I like Jerry's, but I just thought that was Bush League on what they did. So,
Which makes sense because Jarius and Dickey played together in BC.
yeah.
They were both quarterbacks together. So again, relationships.
Hey, speaking of the Elks,
Yeah.
how awesome is their preseason game going to be at Clark Stadium? I think that's fantastic. It's going to be sold out, right? Because you can only fit 10 or 12,000 there with the seating because the turf for the soccer game is going in. But I think that's going to be a fantastic experience for a preseason game because I don't care how big the crowd is. When it's a sold out crowd and everybody's right on top of you, that's going to be a fun experience for fans. I think there's going to be a lot of fans who, if they're smart, they're going to want to go to that game simply because of the atmosphere.
You'll be so much closer, a lot more intimate.
Yeah. Way and like everybody's like you're jammed in pretty tight there. So, it's a really good venue to watch football.
Well, and did you hear that Eddie's going to be part of the construction crew that's going to put up the planks for the Knothole gang?
Well, he probably could lift more than anybody else, right?
What are you on about here, man? What are you? You feeling froggy this morning, huh, KK?
Well, Eddie, he comes on here, Greg, and he talks about the furniture that he's building and everything like this, and him and Speck are talking about cabinet making.
Okay, Duke, I come on this program and talk about the things I make and do. Mr. I have a garden. Mr. I can everything. Mr. My meals are the best meals.
Well, whatever.
Get out of here, man. You're starting to wake the beast, KK. Get out of here.
Oh, my God. I love it.
What's on tap for the weekend, Greg? You just watched the game today here this morning.
Hey, man, I can't wait. Actually, once I'm done with this, I'm going to watch the end of the women's curling, of course, semifinal game against Sweden right now. Last I checked, it was tied. And then we got ski cross tomorrow, man. I've been waiting for that. I love ski cross. Can't wait. So the women, unfortunately, didn't get through the quarterfinals today. I actually got up early to watch that. And but the Canada-Finland game, you kidding me? I'll be watching that and then right into to the U.S. and Slovakia. And, I think everybody wants Canada, U.S. final for sure, except Finns and Slovaks. They'll be like, hey, wait a sec. And I can't rule out those teams in this tournament. I think anything we've seen here in the last 48 hours in this tournament is probably expect low scoring, probably expect a close game.
Yeah. All right, Greg, so have a great show today, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care, man.
Yeah, you two have fun.
Yeah, Jason Greger from the Jason Greger Show. And the game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. The all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport packages have arrived, and you can get behind the wheel for $49,900 under $50K. Check them out, stalbertdodge.com. What are you talking about, man?
Have we ever not had fun?
Yes, but you know what? Like, you've never come on and said you talked about your furniture building, and like I just picture you with the boards because they got to put up a fence. They got to get the kids behind there.
I don't build. Remember, I'm not a good builder.
It's simple. We're gonna put a couple posts in, okay, and then we'll run a couple. They call them stringers, Eddie. Put a couple stringers across, and then we'll put some old planks.
You know what I did do actually this week? I recocked my shower.
Really?
Except
I find that hilarious.
I finally got to it though. The shower had been down and out for like 3 weeks, and I just finally did it.
It's funny you say that because I did the same thing pretty well, but because I wanted to do a extra sealant on the bottom, like just for all the growth.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I did.
I said, well, if we're gonna, so I sat in there and
it's exactly what I did. Did you scrape out the old?
Come on, Eddie.
I didn't have a scraper. I had to go buy a scraper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, you could use anything. Knife.
Yeah, but it doesn't. You need that smooth clean. I used the knife and it was hacked up, so I had to buy
Did you put some sealant down too, or do you have what's your tile look on the bottom, or is it tile?
This one actually was in the tub, around the base of the tub. The one in the basement, it's clear. It's clear sealant. No, it's clear silicone. There is no sealant on top of it, though. Sorry.
It's funny. So I was putting the silicone down, and it said clear on the tube, but it comes out white, and then it clears up as it dries. And I'm like, I hope I looked at this label right. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you use your finger or do you have a tool?
I use a finger.
I even bought a tool, man.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Wow. You know, there's a way too, actually, if you heat up the nozzle, if you heat up, and I should have tried it actually. If you heat up the nozzle of where the silicone's coming out and you actually press it down and like bang it down with a hammer, it'll come a little flatter. And then what you do is you take a little, like a razor blade and make a little notch in it. And that'll come out pretty good too. But it's just all about pressure, the constant pressure on the back end.
That's it. I hear you. What do you know about that,
huh? When we come back, and you know, it's funny. I written down the knothole gang here for the thing to talk about with you at 7:40. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. And again, it's going to be a great atmosphere. I still think that they can they might as well put some more bleachers
I
in.
think they're going to.
Yeah, they have like in the end
some
zones,
makeshifts.
Right? Yeah, just
even a couple thousand.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've got the soccer going on, right? They got to get the field ready for soccer.
It'll be fun. It'll be a really cool atmosphere, actually.
Yeah.
Lucky for fans, because who are they playing? Do you know which game it is?
Calgary.
It'll be Calgary.
Yeah.
Just to be that close to an actual pro game. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Fort McMurray. Remember?
Yeah.
You went up there, didn't you?
Yeah. It was it's intimate for sure. I can't remember how many people.
That was even
10,000?
less. That was if that.
Yeah.
If that. Yeah, we did 2 up there.
I did also the one game in New Brunswick for Touchdown Atlanta.
You did that one
I
as
was
well.
there. That was in 2010. You weren't here
I
yet.
went
I don't
the year
think.
after, 2011 with Hamilton.
Yeah, 2010, which was it's funny because I was doing sports back then for the Maritimes out of Edmonton. So I went out there and I was like, okay, man, this is beautiful. This is an away game. I'm going to have some fun. I get out there and everyone's like, hey, you're the guy that does sports. I'm like, oh, yeah, I kind of forgot that, but.
Scene.
Yeah. So anyway, but that was a big event too. And I also remember the one thing that I do remember, and that was, it really stuck with me. And I remember talking to Ed Hervey about it. Because Ed was a scout. I think,
yeah, he would have just been lower on the total
head of scouting. But there was it was St. FX. It was a university game. Oh man, I got to think about where it was. I think it was St. FX and maybe Acadia.
I was going to say somewhere out there.
I can't remember what it was, but every member of the Toronto Argonauts coaching staff were leaning along the fence. Because we were there watching the game. And there was like 2 or 3 of the Eskimos from back then on the staff that were there. So I was like, man, this isn't a good look for the team.
Yeah,
that's what
would have been better to have them.
Yeah, just go to the game. What are you doing?
For sure.
Yeah. So, hey, when we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. 833-401-1440. It's 2-2 Canada, Sweden, women's curling semifinal. It's Playlist Friday. Get those texts in and the requests to the Duke, 833-401-1440. It's the Kevin Karius Show with Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, and Donnie P on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you. Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
McValue meals are here. Get the McDs you love for $5 plus tax every day. With your choice of a McDouble, Junior Chicken, or chicken snack wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Get down to Harley-Davidson of Edmonton's VIP Spring Blowout Sale this Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. New motorcycles are selling for as low as $12,900. And ask us about the 1-year extended warranty on new and used bikes. Bring your buddies, because when they buy a new Harley, you get a $500 referral credit. For more details, visit Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail or at hdedmonton.com. See you Sunday.
Remember 2025? That's so last year. But seriously, St. Albert Dodge needs to clear some 2025 models off the lot to make room for new inventory. So they're having a huge clear out of all the remaining new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Saharas. The Sahara package is the best seller, so they have a great selection to choose from and priced from as low as $59.9. I don't have to tell you, these are going to go fast. So get there before they are gone. Just head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Every lunchtime, hang with Low Tide. Weekdays from noon to 2 on Sports 1440. Low Tide and Declan Kruger gives you the deep dives, sharp analysis, and Edmonton sports talk done right. Your game, your station, Sports 1440.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything. You can't just wear it. I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 746 in Edmonton. Canada has just given up a deuce, I believe, to Sweden in the sixth end of the semifinals in women's curling. And it was 2-2 at that time. They haven't put the official, they have now. It's 4-2 Sweden after 6. It's the first time other than a single's been scored in this game. Text 833-401-1440. I was going to text Jumpin' Jack Flashback because he says, is this a sports show or a handyman show? And then he's laughing and da-da-da-da-da. And I was going to say, hey, where's your playlist? Because he usually sends in about 6 songs. And they're different this time, Duke. And he's even got Adele on. I was thinking for Eddie, you know.
Someone like you.
No. We got some really good ones. Wang Chung. Old Greg Kinn. The old Greg Kinn band coming in. Judas Priest.
Any Tupac
Bob
out there?
Seger. No Tupac. Justin just sent in a thing, went, come on now. Eddie's favorite line. Come on now.
You've inherited it.
Well, Duke and I, we kind of added a little bit here and
You
there.
can't help yourself. I listen. I listen when I'm not
but
here.
let's be honest. You've talked about your carpentry.
Yeah, man.
skills a couple
I've
of
made
times
some
here.
tables, and there is a slight bit of handyman to me, but no, that's not my strength, man. It's not my strength. I know it.
You know, Gregor touched on it a little bit, and I wanted to mention about the women's ski cross this morning at the Olympics because there were some, what everyone thought, medal opportunities here, but there were no Canadians that made it past the quarterfinals. So every Canadian woman was eliminated. Marielle Thompson, Hannah Schmidt, and Brittany Phelan. You know, so we're, as a country sitting at 15 medals here still.
I was gonna just ask you that. Perfect segue. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a disappointment.
Sitting ninth, T9 with Sweden, 15 total.
So
4
you're,
gold.
You're guaranteed another gold or silver in men's curling because Brad Jacobs goes against Great Britain tomorrow. So you're guaranteed one more there. The Canadian women have a lot of work to do here to guarantee themselves a medal because if they don't win this one, then they play for bronze in curling. The men, you would think the Canadian men, but having said that, if you lose today, not one of those guys want to play tomorrow. You
Right.
can say that all you want. Oh, we're all for Team Canada and we
know.
want to have a medal,
Oh,
add to our medal
tough,
count.
man. That's tough to get up for a game,
I
a bronze game.
could see Finland and Slovakia tomorrow going, hey, let's go, But if the Americans in Canada, or
Well,
whatever.
imagine if that was it.
For
For bronze?
Oh,
It's pretty
man.
laughable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, though, it is disappointing, I would say.
Yeah.
It is disappointing just to be T9, 15 total medals. You just have a bit higher expectation, no?
Stulo texts in, what song would you be playing in the dressing room after a gold medal win?
Oh, I mean, there's one that is the obvious.
Right. We Are the Champions.
Exactly. So that's like definitely going to be played. I don't know, probably a lot of rock, I would imagine. I don't even remember what we had on after the Grey Cup. I don't think we even had music on because it was just chaos.
Yeah, you wouldn't have.
You're just pouring beer all over your face. Like it's utter chaos.
Yeah.
And boy, does it sting.
Yeah. Hey, Duke, pouring beer and champagne. Did you have champagne too?
Oh, yeah.
And then not be able to continue the party the next day on the plane.
Oh, we were hurting, man.
Eddie, we've talked about this many times.
I know.
Duke, okay.
You guys
if
don't
you would have
understand.
won a Grey Cup, or this is a
Keep in
national
mind,
championship.
We got delayed too. We sat on the tarmac because they had to
And there was no
repaint it.
booze on the plane.
No booze, man. No booze.
Oh,
We were hurting.
Like, there would have been. Oh, okay, Duke. Let's be honest. How long were you on the tarmac? An hour?
2 hours.
Okay. Core group captains up to the front of the plane. Open the damn door. We're getting off. We're deplaning, and we're bringing on
You can't
100
though.
cases of beer.
Manitoba is different. Like the laws are different. It's all MLCC. I guess you have a couple beer vendors, but it's not like a free for all out here. It's way different. And then, so what? You leave, and all of a sudden the plane's good to go. No way a coach would let you off, even if it was Chris Jones and his cast. It was a hurting situation.
Maybe
man.
those guys had a bottle
It
up
was
at the front
it
of
was
the
a
plane
hurting.
for
We
themselves.
were good to go after the Grey Cup. I remember taking the bus to the game, and we were staying downtown Winnipeg. The Winnipeg Stadium's pretty deep south at the U of M, and so it's like a half-hour bus ride. And I'm going to out him. David Beard, he wasn't playing in the game.
No, he wasn't. That's
And but he was a young guy, just got drafted that year, and he opened up his duffel bag, and he had like 6 big bottles of Crown, just ready to go.
Wow. I mean, man. There's no way I'm not continuing on the plane.
KK, I'm telling you, man, we were hurting units. It was tough. It was, and then you haven't eaten or anything either, and haven't.
So there was no food on the plane either.
Oh, you got your little chicken or beef plate once you're up in the air, but we didn't sit on the plane. We sat in the bus outside of the plane. We're sitting in the bus where it's twos, like your typical bus. While they painted the plane. So we weren't even boarded the plane where it's comfy, where we had a lot of room. No, we're sitting in the bus, man, squished up, sucked.
Well, I'm hijacking the bus like speed, man, and we're going.
You're going to that first bender,
whatever it is. I mean, even someone you got to be able to make a call.
And I was not even of the mindset to be prepared because I barely made it back to the hotel to get on the team bus because I was out partying all night. I went to my buddy's house who had the house party. So I tell you that's one thing I wish I would have done over again.
1010 Ken texts in, I can attest that the post 2015 team party at a local establishment drank both levels of the bar dry of whiskey. Where was the party when you got back home?
Oh, it was all over. It was like all over. It was the Oilers game. And then we went out after that. There was all over for a week, KK. It's a blur.
I'm glad you had that break on the plane and the bus, though.
That's all I needed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I needed. And then after that week, like I needed to leave. I needed to get back home to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
The body couldn't take it. As you famously quote, Larry the liver needs a break.
It's still 4-2. Canada trailing in the 7th end. And, a little bit of a pickle here, too, as well. 4 rocks remaining per team. Sweden, I believe, is lying 2. Decent shot by Emma Miskew for a run back double, but still Canada facing a little bit of adversity here in this semifinal. And Sweden full marks. I mean, they were the best team in the round robin. Canada did beat them. That was a must-win game in the round robin for them. So this not-whole game, the not-whole gang, even a text from Otwell Okotoks-Oiler. KK, how are they going to sell tickets with no remaining Woodward stores? That's how they used to do it back in the day, Eddie. That's where we got our tickets in the late 60s and early 70s.
Cool.
Tickets were 25 cents.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. So, I mean, you fill the stands on the Clark side, right? And then you're going to have where the soccer stands were erected for the 80s, I guess. Then there's the opportunity to kind of go around the rest of the field.
For sure. They'll have those makeshifts, tin stands.
I I will say this, and I think it was done last year, but every time I drove past Clark last year to go to wiggle into Commonwealth parking lot, I would see the sign up for the refurbishing of the field turf and another $5 to $6 million blown by the city because they screwed up the first one. So I don't know. Do you know how the guys have felt about this next, like how the quality is here?
I have no insight on that. No insight. But it's funny that you mentioned blowing that the first time.
It's just
what a waste.
It's very surprising that this would happen in Edmonton.
Oh, color me shocked, huh? Yeah. I just keep thinking about our fan days, and because all I had the opportunity to do was practice on that field. And normally when we would practice there, it would, like I say, be for a fan day. And then you would have all the fans come along the fence there on the west side of the stadium, and you'd walk up and down signing autographs for everybody. So to have everybody that close, and then all the production and everything that goes into putting on a CFL game, it's going to be neat, man. It's going to be tight, but it's going to be neat for the people.
Yeah.
I really encourage people to try and get there just to see the goings on that you probably wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Like for instance, I guess the last time we were both there for fan day last year at the start of the year,
I remember. Yeah.
And you're signing autographs along the side. It wasn't much of a practice, I guess. It's just more,
it's
kind
like
of getting around.
go through,
very
through a couple team drills. And
top of the hour, we got Mark Spector sliding in his usual time slot from Rogers Sportsnet. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Riverside Honda. 59 years and counting. As St. Albert and surrounding areas' premier Honda and Can-Am dealer. It's your dream. Ride it at riversidehonda.com. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
This morning from Italy, Marielle Thompson, Hannah Schmidt, and Brittany Phelan got to the quarterfinal in women's ski cross before coming up short on getting to the semis. And in the men's aerials, Lewis Irving and Emile Nadeau got to the first final run, but did not advance through to the second. Currently, Rachel Holman's women's curling team up against Sweden in the semifinals, trailing 4-2 in the seventh end. And coming up at 8:40, Canada's men's hockey team will face Finland with a berth in the gold medal game on the line. Sidney Crosby officially ruled out for Canada. Connor McDavid will wear the C in his place. The other semifinal between the United States and Slovakia goes just after 1 o'clock. Still to come today for Canada, Beatrice Lamarche, Ivani Blondin, and Valerie Malte will skate for medals in the women's 1,500-meter final. 3 Canadian teams will run in the 2 women bobsleigh starting at 10, including local Kelsey Mitchell. Men's ski halfpipe final starts at 11:30. Feature Brendan Mackey, Andrew Longino, and Dylan Marino. And in speed skating, the men's 5,000-meter relay team will skate for a medal at 1:30. In the association last night, 10 games total, including the Raptors getting past the Bulls, 110-101. Celtics beat the Warriors 121-110, and despite 22-point double-double from Nikola Jokic, the Nuggets lose to the Clippers 115-114. Coming up in hour 2, the Kevin Karius Show will be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, and we'll check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca to get started.
Great news for your weekend project. CFI, that's Custom Floors Inc., is now open 6 days a week with Saturday hours from 10 till 2. Get top quality Canadian products from Beaulieu with the convenience you need. For your free estimate, visit CFI at customfloorsinc.ca.
The Edmonton Firefighters Rooftop Campout for Muscular Dystrophy is happening now. Edmonton firefighters are again braving the elements by camping on the roof of Fire Hall number 2. This year, they've added a little twist and started the rooftop campout with no camping equipment. The more money they raise for muscular dystrophy, the more equipment they get to survive an Edmonton winter, with a final goal of getting off the roof and helping this incredible cause. Donate now at any Edmonton Fire Hall or online at edmontonrooftopcampout.ca.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
His name? Paul Del Vecchio, better known as Pauly D from TV's hit reality series Jersey Shore. Now he's bringing the party to the venue at River Free Resort and Casino. Get ready for DJ Pauly D. Voted as one of the best DJs in the U.S., his passionate, high-energy sets have made him one of the most sought-after DJs in the world. DJ Pauly D. March 7th. Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Free Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Irrelevant Saskatchewan history. Kevin's got it. But first, catch the exclusive interviews and stories nobody else has. The Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:01 in Edmonton, Canada, and Sweden in the women's curling semifinal. It's 4-2 Sweden. Seventh end, Canada with hammer, but I think Sweden's lying one and final skip rocks to come. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Hey, their used car department needs inventory. Bring your vehicle in for a no obligation appraisal today. No pressure, no hassle, no free trips. Just a great deal at northgategm.com. As we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet, who's never bought a used car in his life.
Oh, yeah.
Have you bought a used car, Spec?
I bought plenty of used cars, buddy, in my life. Never mind. Right back to the old 75 Honda Civic. First car I ever owned.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That was mighty used, let me tell you what.
Yeah. I saw some story. A bunch of kids went on a holiday, not 22, 23-year-old kids or whatever. They wanted to rent a vehicle for a week. And with everything, their insurance and all that stuff, it worked out that they had to pay. It was like $3,000 for the week. So They all got together and they put a couple $100 in, and they bought a used vehicle for $1,000
instead.
And bought it for the week and just left it there.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah. Would you have ever thought of that, Spec? Because our little soiree into Jasper when we got the free pizza delivery and the cab.
That sounds like a Saskatchewan thing to me. Like in Alberta, when we don't tend to just buy a used tractor and leave it at the side of the dirt road. But I guess if you guys do that, that's all right too.
Getting ready for this big game, Spec. We got 40 minutes, less than 40 till puck drop.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the lineups. Connor McDavid wearing the captain's seat. And obviously that means that Crosby's not playing, but the lines are interesting. Have you been through them?
I think so. And I think we kind of got it nailed down where Suzuki, and that's where he went in when when Sidney Crosby went down, and Nick Suzuki went in between Marner and Stone. And that line is technically almost line number 2 right now. And Bo Horvat and Hagel and Jarvis could be your line number 3. And then your fourth line of Marchand, Bennett, and Reinhart. So,
well, hold on. I don't know.
You think I think Wilson's coming out as far as being a top right winger here, Spec.
Well, Frank Saravalli just reported the lines.
Okay, let me have a look.
And he's got Celebrini, McDavid, and Wilson. And then his second line is Horvat in the left wing with McKinnon and Jarvis.
Huh.
And then you got Marner, Suzuki, and Stone. And then your last line, this is Frank, and he's at the rink. Hagel, Bennett, and Marchand with Reinhart, the 13th forward.
Interesting.
I just think Wilson will be used less today than you think.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe it depends what kind of game it is. There's always lots of the Finns are physical.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know what? There's so many options. I mean, could you, if you decided that it wasn't a game for Wilson on McDavid and Celebrini's side, you got Reinhart sitting there waiting to jump up. I mean, Reinhart's a first-line player, 2-time Cup champ. So
I really think they'll be going to McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini quicker than you think here.
Yep.
Yeah. I do, yeah.
I mean, I guess the game is going to dictate a little of that. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see. It's. I guess no one's surprised that McDavid gets the C with Crosby out there. In international rules, someone has to wear the C. You can't ice a lineup with no one wearing the C, or that's probably what Canada would have done. Canadians don't tend to give away the captaincy from a guy like Crosby unless, in this case, they're forced to make that decision. And McDavid is obviously he's the captain tonight, and he's going to be the captain in 4 years, and he's going to be the captain 4 years after that.
Yes.
So,
yeah, Frank slipped this one by me. I didn't see these lines. I was just kind of going what I was looking at from the previous game and what I thought they were going to move forward. So that came like 20 minutes ago. I'm looking now.
Ooh, KK.
Terrible. Oh, we're talking about Eddie's carpentry skills with you, Spec.
Duke,
Holy cow.
Hair and teeth. That's all he's good for. Hair and teeth.
what are you building these days, Eddie? What's going on with the old
nothing,
Steele
man.
household?
I don't got any lumber. Have you split me some, Spec?
You got if you're building out of the lumber I'm splitting, you're already behind, buddy. They have these stores, they sell you actual lumber that's like milled and everything.
Hey, Spec, I haven't had a chance to chat with you, and obviously this news came down. I'm sure you guys busted it down pretty solidly yesterday, but do you think Paul Coffey will have quite a great impact down on with the Oilers decor?
I think mentally he's not going to come in and change the X's and O's and fix the PK likely. I think he's a guy that inspires. He's a guy that is his reputation, and everyone's, it bears out. His reputation is he gets the very most out of players. If he sees, Brett Kulak, third pairing defenseman for a long, long time. He saw the way he skated. He saw the way he can handle a puck, and he said, I want more from you. I expect you to skate more. I expect you to make more plays. And Kulak had played some of the best hockey of his life under Coffey. So, he's a bit of a defenseman whisperer, Eddie. He has an ability to see, what is untapped in a defenseman and get it out of him. And I'm not just saying it. We've watched it happen here. Darnell Nurse never played better than when Paul Coffey was his coach. Evan Bouchard went from 30% shaky and 70% good to like 95-5 here under Coffey during those playoff runs. So if he can pull that off again, maybe a guy like Ty Emberson, maybe we're going to notice him take a step. Maybe we're going to notice Nurse's game settle. That's really what you want here. And Wollman.
Yeah, and Wollman. That's a good point. Very good point. Just to follow that up, do you agree with the process, or does the process not even matter? Is it all about if you get the results of the wins?
Yeah.
And by the process meaning how Coffey has now been placed back on the bench.
Yeah, I don't love the process. It's not as much that it just, the coach made a decision to go without Paul Coffey, and the rest of the organization decided after 60 games or 58 games, you know what, coach, I think you should rethink this. I don't think this was a Chris Knobloch initiative, Eddie, where he said, you know what, guys, I was wrong. Let's change course. I don't think so at all. This was presented to him by the organization. We can discuss how much say he had, how much pressure he felt, knowing that, this is really coming down from the owner. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say no to the owner, especially when your team's not going so good. So, yeah, I don't love that. I mean, it speaks to a team that's floundering a little bit. It speaks to a team that's, if they were going good, Eddie, this wouldn't be happening. But they're not going good, so something's got to give, right?
Yeah. I'm just kind of going back to the first year, and it was a package deal for Knobloch and Coffey to come in. Everyone would agree on that. Yep. But if you think about the D that he worked with that year, right, Spec? Basically, you had Bouchard and Ekholm were together, and Bouchard and Nurse were together at times as well. But then Cece and Nurse was there. They were a partner for the playoffs. And then you had Kulak, and I guess it would be Vinny Desharnais was, on the right side, did a lot of the penalty killing. This is a much different group when you look at it and compare it to that one, as far as the veteran part of it goes.
Well, I mean, obviously your top pair's veteran and good. We all know what Nurse is. Wallman's a bit of a question mark. I don't think we've seen we haven't seen peak Jake Wallman here at all, like this season for sure. He's been hurt all year. And that's what's really, if you can stabilize Wallman and get him playing his best hockey, and you got a top four and get Nurse going, you can live with a bottom pair that if you got a really good top four, it's going to get you a long ways. How about that? And let's see what happens, Kev. Jason Greger would tell you, and I would agree, that their top priority at this deadline is a second pair defenseman. So let's say you get a guy and you put him next to Nurse, and you put Wallman on the third pair with an Emberson. I think you get a lot better. If you bring the right guy in, might stabilize a lot of things right there too.
I looked at some of those names too. I don't know. That's some touchy contracts and term and everything else, though, Spec. When you look at the names that are being bandied about, that's what I look at.
Oh, for sure. But you know what? Nobody bandied about Matthias Ekholm's name when he landed here, right? No one even knew he was around. My point is, I think we all get caught up in looking down the free agent list and the pending free agent and what everyone is reporting. And, it's not that rare that a guy gets traded that we go, oh, man, I never even knew that guy was in the market. So that's Stan Bowman's job. Stan Bowman's job is to find a guy that we're not looking at that's out there that's available.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Man, the second pair in D-man, that's heavy lifting, and clearly money has to be moved, especially with some of the contracts that you alluded to, KK. You got to make the money work.
Like if you're bringing in a second pair defenseman, and if you want to bring up the name Colton Parayko, right, Spec? He's got 4 more years left at 6.5. So, you got to have the money going out. So that means what? You're trading a first rounder, you're trading and adding more to that, and a prospect, and you got to get rid of Mangiapane.
Exactly. Find a buyer for him.
Yep. Listen, who would trade Colton Parayko? Why would the St. Louis Blues trade Colton Parayko?
That's the whole thing. The reason why is another $4 million is going on the books next year with Broberg with St. Louis. So hey, they're talking about moving Robert Thomas and Kyrou there.
Yeah, I don't know. When you get a defense, Colton Parayko's a Team Canada defenseman. People can quibble, but he's going to play today for Team Canada and play a bunch of minutes. So I don't know. Listen, I don't know how you say you're building a hockey team. How old is Parayko now? Is he 30 yet?
32.
32? I don't know. If I'm St. Louis and I'm moving Parayko, then it's a full rebuild. Parayko's got 4 or 5 good years left in him.
Yeah. Well,
I take him on my team every day. But I'm not holding my breath till the Oilers trade for Parayko. I don't think it's going to happen.
Their number one defenseman for the future is Phil Broberg.
Okay. Is he a number one defenseman, you think?
Well, no, he's not.
No. Is he going to be?
I was going to say yet.
Well, he's going to down the road, like next year, if they move Parayko here and in St. Louis, down the road, Broberg's going to be playing 28 minutes a night. Easy.
Yeah. That doesn't make him a number one defenseman. Like, he's a good player. Broberg's
what you got left on your roster.
How old's Broberg? 23?
24.
24. Oh, good player. Let's make this clear. The Oilers absolutely blew it on Broberg, and no one's saying he didn't. But if the discussion is Broberg a number one defenseman in the National Hockey League? He's only 24. Let's see. But I don't see the offense in that player to become a number one defenseman. A number one defenseman needs to run a power play, needs to, get some points. He needs to be an offensive player as well. And all the great number ones have quarterback power plays. I'm not sure Broberg's that guy. Maybe he is. Let's see how he pans out here.
Yeah.
Spec expectations for 840. Do you think it'll be, you mentioned Finland, they're a physical team. Do you think it'll be as tight as the Czech game that we just saw a couple days ago?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think, Canada is certainly better off for having gone through that game. I remember when they were down 2-1 and Chris Cuthbert said, this is the first adversity they faced the whole tournament. I thought, yep, he's absolutely right. It is. And you know what? It was, they got some more adversity in that game too. And it was almost too much, but they came through it. And now I think they're steeled a little bit. I think they're rallying in there behind Sid Crosby not playing. And it would have to really be some level of finish. Finland's going to have to really, really play to beat this team. I don't know. There's no vulnerability in Canada. They just came through the fire in the last game, and now they're standing still, and they're back. They're standing on their feet, and they're ready to play again. I would have, if I'm Finland, I would have rather played them last game than this game. How about that?
Hey, everyone was talking about how the Czechs didn't have a chance either, Spec. You get to you score a first goal, or it's 1-1 after 20.
Tight.
It's just gets tougher, and the belief gets there. And Gregor, he must have got it from Kevin Woodley talking about Saros and goal and about to avoid him from coming out above his crease. To me, I think that's almost one thing that you do want to get him going left to right and make him get out and make him go left to right a little more than being a little more compact and in the crease. I
would disagree with you.
I think you're going to see more side to side.
He's
stuff.
athletic.
Sure he is.
That's what he wants
but he's
to do.
Not a big guy though.
Exactly. So you want to keep him stationary.
Yeah, but that's when they're saying to get him out, to keep him from coming out. So when he's coming out, that means he's got to cut off angles, Eddie.
For sure.
So that's what I'm saying. That's where you're going to see more side to side stuff. I would expect to see some backdoor stuff today. So.
I'm just I expect to see Nate McKinnon firing a wrist shot under the bar and Cale Makar through traffic top corner. I don't care who we are.
So that's why I'm saying Spec. Yeah, I'm saying I like McKinnon and McDavid and celebrating. Get McKinnon going. I know he's been sick and he's puking on the bench and all that stuff. I mean, these are your best guys, and you're going to play in a gold medal. I'm playing these guys almost till their tongues fall out here.
Hey, sure. What's more weighty, a gold medal for Canada or winning the Stanley Cup?
Weighty,
more. What do you mean weighty?
Weighty for personally. What would you rather? What carries more weight?
We had this question, and I'll let you answer it, Spec, first. So that was the question. So would you prefer? And we used it as an Oilers fan. Would you prefer?
Stanley Cup.
It's a Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup's always worth more. If you ask Connor McDavid that question, he'd tell you Stanley. He wouldn't tell you the answer today.
Yeah.
But if you asked him on July 28th when he's at the lake with a cold beer in his hand, he'd tell you Stanley Cup.
Yeah. You always,
that'd be my answer 10 times out of 10.
He'd tell you Stanley Cup.
Yep.
This is, pretty awesome. This is a lifetime achievement thing and never forget and be honored forever. And, we all remember the pass to Korea and Salt Lake City, and we all remember Crosby yelling Iggy in 2010. There's moments that are going to live on forever here if you win this thing. But in your career, you got to win Stanley Cups. And it's hockey players, 9 out of 10 of them would say Stanley Cup.
So Spec, and we're gonna ask Donnie and Duke this, because if they weren't working today, like you're not working, how do you handle this? Are you making a little breakfast? Are you having maybe some mimosas? What are you doing here?
I was gonna ask that too.
Huh?
You're laughing because it's true.
You probably had half a bottle of champagne.
He's laughing because
I'm drinking coffee, guys. I'm drinking coffee. It's 8 in the morning.
I mean, you're having some coffees in your Baileys.
That's
I do have some buddy of mine asking me what I'm doing at 6 a.m. Sunday morning. He's like, what bar are we going to? I'm like, come on, man. I don't know.
Why are you hitting him up like that, Kevin?
What do you mean?
What do you do on Sunday morning? Is everything open? What time do they open?
If Canada wins, the bars will be open at 6.
Oh yeah, for sure. There'll be a few.
That's no good. It's puck drop at 6. You got to be there early to get a good seat and get your breakfast. We got to, before this show's over, I got to know from you guys, when's the first beer getting served, and when can I show up at my favorite bar to actually get in and get a seat? Well, do I need a reservation on Sunday morning?
You might. Well, we'll find out. I know Levers at first round will probably have something out If like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can do it unless Canada's in there, obviously.
Let's get those guys in here. We need some help.
We'll know at 11-ish.
Yeah, they better be advertising on a Friday because people are going to want to know and start making plans. If Canada wins today, their reservation board is going to, if they're taking reservations, they're going to be full.
Yeah. Probably won't do it for the bronze medal if they lose tomorrow.
No, well, I think we just all go to Karius' house. He's such a great cook.
Sure.
Let's just go there, Eddie.
I could plan something. I could tell you though, I wouldn't be taking time out on the tarmac or on the team plane after winning the Grey Cup, Spec.
You know what? We go to Karius's place, Spec. We'll have the best homemade, fresh made something he'll have whipped up for us. Probably sit on some leather couches that he sewed up for us that morning too.
Yeah, right. Omelet with all that stuff he grows all summer. Eddie.
Exactly.
Right. He's probably making his own beer. It's like a Hutterite colony over at Kevin's house.
Yes. Yes.
Stop it.
You want to?
All right,
you come at me, huh, KK? Huh, Karius?
Oh yeah, he's got cows hanging in the garage and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get into the sausage making here shortly.
Of course. I'm
Are
surprised you already know.
Yeah.
Oh, you literally said that yours is better than Stanici's.
No, I said Grayson sausage.
Oh, that okay. Yeah.
Well,
Spec, 20 minutes to puck drop. Enjoy the game and enjoy the weekend. We'll yak at you on Monday.
all right, boys. Have a great weekend.
All right, Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet on the mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. And check them out at northgategm.com. This truck's for you. Canada just scored a single, and it was actually a decent shot to just score one. They have been under fire, basically under duress this whole game, and trail Sweden 5-3. Where are they going to 8, Duke, or 9? What? 8? 8 or 9? That's something like that. I missed it. Going to 9. So 5-3 Sweden. After 8 ends, not looking good for Canada and the Canadian women to get to the gold medal game against Sweden. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. 833-401-1440. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne. And I almost said Josh Fenwick. Donnie P on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Business owners, if rising electricity costs are cutting into your profits, there's a smarter way forward. Right now, federal clean technology tax credits can cover 30 to over 50% of the cost of a commercial solar system, delivering an immediate return on your investment. And in Edmonton and Sturgeon County, the Commercial Clean Energy Improvement Program offers long-term financing for up to 20 years, making solar more affordable than ever. Lock in lower energy costs for decades and strengthen your bottom line. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com to get started.
Get down to Harley-Davidson of Edmonton's VIP Spring Blowout Sale this Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. New motorcycles are selling for as low as $12,900. And ask us about the 1-year extended warranty on new and used bikes. Bring your buddies, because when they buy a new Harley, you get a $500 referral credit. For more details, visit Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail or at hdedmonton.com. See you Sunday.
What if you could hire motivated, safety-trained youth with no risk and funding to support you? At Careers The Next Generation, we make hiring easy with funded internships across Alberta in trades, IT, forestry, and more. Interns are WCB covered, complete high school accredited safety trained, and arrive ready to contribute from day one. With 42% of RAP students completing their apprenticeship by age 22, you get skilled workers faster. Spots are filling up. Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Welcome to Uncommon.
Welcome to Subaru. Engineered for Canadian winters, built for real-life confidence. Tackle the ice and snow with Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive, delivering the power, control, stability, and grit you need. And when the temperature plummets, you'll cruise in comfort with heated seats and heated steering wheel. All this plus peace of mind with Subaru's top safety pick status for 19 years running. This winter, it's time to get you into a Subaru. Visit Subaru.ca today.
Invest for today and tomorrow. Vision Credit Union makes it simple with 2 RRSP options to fit your goals. Choose a secure term deposit RRSP with guaranteed returns or a mutual fund RRSP offering higher growth potential with exciting opportunities. With an RRSP, you'll save on your income tax, grow your investments tax-free, and get closer to your dreams, whether it's retirement or your first home. The deadline to qualify for 2025 tax deductions is March 2nd. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
The Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
Program. Duke told me to get out of this song quicker than normal because of the amount of profanity. And that's
coming.
LL? Is that LL or that's the Ice-T man? Or is it Ice-T? Ice Cube?
Jeez.
Lemonade, Duke?
Kool-Aid man. Hey.
Well, then like Triple C and Blair text in Ice Cube, finally some decent music, keep the song going. Well, Duke told me I had to get out before the profanity.
Yeah, that came in via request from, I think, the real Duke.
Yeah.
He was for Eddie because it's called Friday. And I could not find there's a whole bunch of versions of it on Spotify here, but they're all explicit, I think. Now that I look, there is, I think, a clean version. But it's okay. You did a good job, Kev. You got out just in the nick
Who
of
else
time.
do you want to hear, listeners? We got one more at 8:40 for me. Who else
if you want to make a request for Eddie.
I think I might have the 840 spot. There was via request that already came in. I think it was fitting for the 840
All right,
spot.
you got it.
Well, maybe there is, I think, 1 or 2 spots left for the rest of the show, though.
Finally, Hammer texted, not Hammer. Who's what am I missing here, Duke? The guy that sends in five requests in a row.
Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Jumpin' Jack Flash, yeah. Sorry. JJF. So he sent in his 5 with some decent ones. SKS, our buddy, Sean Smith said, hey, butchers and packers have a great sausage making class that you can take, KK. I find it more, I would get the video from Kramer and Newman, and have that music going. And,
Yeah, they're churning out the meat.
All right, so puck drop in about 13 minutes here, 12 minutes. Eddie and I are working. Duke is working. Donnie P is working. He never thought he'd be working.
He's just here.
So, okay, to the 2 guys behind the boards there, if you weren't working this morning, how would you handle this semifinal game between Canada and Finland? Like, where would you be going to a bar? Would you
a day
hook up
off
with
too?
the buddies?
You
Yeah,
had no
you're
shift
done.
later today.
You're done. Yeah,
it's a Friday. What are you boys doing?
This would be a classic. Go to McDonald's, grab a nice little breakfast.
What would it be? Come on, be thorough.
And then we'd sit down on the couch, get the nice heat turned up in the house, and we'd have a little probably mimosa action, and we'd have a little fun.
Are you having a McGriddle though?
No. You got to go the old McMuffin. That is that's the must at McDonald's.
And with the new menu right now, the honey hot on the McMuffin too. I bet that bangs.
That would be the go-to choice, I don't know. The fellas, I think we're gonna do some gold medal game action.
Who are you turning the heat up? Who are you
with the nice blanket
turning the heat up?
That was more just a no. That was more just a
I know
myself,
yourself.
But yes, no. If assuming they make it to the gold medal game, that'll be a whole extravaganza with the night before, but there'll be a lot of pop consumed if they make it to gold medal.
And Duke Douglas.
Yeah, Eddie Steele, the real deal. If like for today, this game at 8:40, this would be the one where I can envision myself maybe texting a few other guys, see if they took the Friday off or if they're working from home types, and maybe go either. I don't know if I'd go out, but get a couple guys together to watch the game somewhere at someone's house that's got a good setup. Each guy bring a case of something or a bottle of champagne, bottle of OJ, but we'd figure it out. I did my big blowout version in 2014, the Sochi Olympics. I was in university at the time. Gold medal game was at like 4:00 in the morning, I think, against Sweden. So on a Sunday, we went all night, came home, sort of slept for like an hour, and then got up to watch the game when I was living in Lister at the U of A. So that was my version of that. This Sunday, gold medal game, regardless of who's playing. I'll set my alarm. I'll get up. I'll watch it from my couch by myself.
What about you? A young Kevin Karius? On a
wow.
Friday? Oh, man.
Well, it would be different because, again, on the Sunday, like if we're comparing the two, the Sunday gold medal game at 6, we would have ripped it up all night long and then made breakfast, like had a big breakfast for the guys at whatever, 5:36, and then probably started. I would say we would have got into the Caesars or the beer and Clamato at 6:00 and then try to make it till 9 and then whatever. Now it's way different, obviously.
Of course.
But
a little more tame.
And then for like, if we weren't working today, Eddie, I probably would just watch this game at home.
Yeah.
It's getting, I like where it's more where you're watching the game and not listening or talking to
and that's why I'm not as much for going to a bar to watch the game, which it can be fun, don't get me wrong, but I've talked about this plenty before. If it's a game I really care about, the Super Bowl, a cup final game, and your team's in it or not, I prefer to watch it. I can be with other people, not like Eddie watching the Super Bowl by himself.
I was gonna say, you took the words out of my mouth. So it is cool to watch the Super Bowl alone. Yeah, that's what I thought. We all prefer it. We all are on the Donnie train. We all want to get some food, go home and get cozy and watch the game. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Wouldn't you maybe just want to like order in, Donnie, and like maybe just up the game a little bit and maybe some eggs Benny?
No. I'm with Donnie. Get some McDonald's.
You're ordering in eggs Benedict?
Well,
I make everything.
That doesn't seem like a meal that would travel very well.
I think it would be just fine, but
I don't think so.
No, it's a 2-mealer, man. You're gonna get 2 sausage McMuffins. You're gonna get the 2 hash browns. And
then maybe the second intermission, you're whipping something else up. I actually like Donovan's idea for say a 6:00 game. You get up and you buzz out, because that at least getting out of the house for 10 minutes, you rip down the road to the nearest place to grab yourself a quick breakfast sandwich, get you perked up a little bit, so then you're not totally snoozing on the couch at puck drop. I think that's okay.
That's what's going to happen for the fellas and myself if we do gold medal too. It's just going to be, who's
making the run.
Who's making the run? It is going to be designated driver from the night before making the run and grabbing everyone else the McDonald's. But like you have to get yourself woken up somehow. And for me, there's no ordering in. You can't order this one in. This is one of those ones where. And hey, I'm getting some support on the text line too. Perfect.
That's from MTR.
Hey, MTR's the man.
MTR has no sniff.
Hey, have you paid MTR yet?
Listen, I think tomorrow's the last day.
Oh,
tomorrow's the last day.
I like
it.
it.
Donnie, let's get your perspective on this. So I lost the bet with MTR and Rowdy Roddy.
Yeah,
I bought the booze 2 months ago.
They got to pick it up.
Sure, it's been in there for 2 months, Duke. It has too.
I'll give you a
it was before Christmas.
I don't think so.
Well, sure it was. That's when I lost the bet.
And they haven't claimed their prize.
They haven't claimed it. So there should be like an end date here. And as Duke said, well, we can split it in here. We can have a beer of MTR.
Contract expires.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of deadline.
Like, are you tight with MTR? Give him to Donnie, MTR says.
Ooh, Donnie. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, MTR.
You know the alias? I met someone, I told you this before, KK, at a golf tournament, and they told me that they texted quite often, but they wouldn't tell me who the handle was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because they didn't want me to know.
Well, I thought it was hilarious yesterday, and Duke knew this before because he goes out with Walker. But I was playing with Walker a couple weeks ago or whatever, and this guy comes behind the net. He's right on my ass, like he's chasing me all the way to the blue line, like all the way rings around the net. And I'm like, easy, pal. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And then, so I saw him in the corner. I kind of rubbed him out a couple shifts later, and he goes, "Hey, I'm Dr. Will from the text line from Morinville." Or is it Morinville? Duke? Yeah. I'm Dr. Will, the
Nice.
dentist from Morinville.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
I love that. I love how that happens. Trying to grease you out.
Oh boy, hot salsa all over you too now with MTR. Jordan says Eddie would start the day with a few reps of the P90X followed by a protein shake. Then he'd sit on the couch and do butt clenches through the first period.
That only comes in the third period.
Yeah.
And you've actually forgot I drink half a carton of egg whites as well in there.
Is that right? No, you don't.
Get out of here. No.
But you have a protein shake every morning?
Yeah, you're looking at it right here.
Well, that little tiny thing?
Yeah, it's 30 grams. That's all the fella needs. This in oatmeal.
Premier protein.
It's in oatmeal, man. Costco.
Yeah, you didn't bring in breakfast this morning.
I ate it on the way.
Oh, did you?
I've gotten into the habit of eating it on the hen day.
Yeah. No wonder. Eddie's never been in an accident. He's just caused a lot of them on the hen day.
Hey, buddy, I'm not looking back. I'm burning and I'm not looking back.
Unfortunately, it's looking like Rachel Homan's gold medal hopes in curling are going to be crushed by Sweden. I mean, still there's a possibility here, but she's down 6-3 in 10 with Hammer. So, I mean, if you're scoring 3 in 10 at the Olympics against a great team like Sweden,
Murder, she wrote, man.
wow, it's just so difficult. They got 2 corner guards up.
Look at that rock move.
Wow. They say there was a lot of swing on the ice this morning too, but this one's got too
Are you
much.
being real?
Yeah, there was lots of swing.
How does that happen? What do you mean?
They
Swing?
try to junk the ice up all the time on these.
Is it just with the pebbles that they?
Pebbles and
that was a lot of movement there, man.
a lot is the rocks too, Eddie. I mean, they were talking about sandpaper in the rocks earlier because they wanted to have a little more cut on them.
Yeah.
Things like that. The curlers are fine with it when they do try to junk things up. They just want to be told, yeah, this is what we did.
Yeah.
So
there's a bit of expectation there.
Well, they want to, like Duke will even admit this, you'll notice difference of ices when you curl, say in Delburne or whatever.
Oh, 100%. It's rink to rink. It's one of the unique elements of the sport that the playing surface is never the same, right? And in terms of, if you play at the same rink all the time, like if you're down at the Savile and that's where you train, you'll get a lot of consistency. But then all of a sudden you head to go play at the provincial championships in Hinton. It's going to be different there. Then you head to the Scotties in Thunder Bay. Going to be very different there. And especially if you head to the Maritimes, it's like a regional thing that Maritime ice, they make it that it's way different than anything you had to play on across the prairies and stuff. Even though it's the same principle, it's ice with the pebbles and everything.
What's it known as? Stickier?
Well, Russ Howard has talked about it a lot when he comes on here. I think it's just like it's much harder to get reads on than other stuff, and whether that's like how pebbled it is from, say, the wings into the middle of the ice and the slide path where it's down faster. I don't know. I love curling. I've played it my whole life. I'm not quite that into it. When I'm playing, you play the first few ends and say, all right, seems like the ice is keen, seems like it's slow. That's pretty much as far as my reading ability goes.
Yeah, and the sweeping has come such a long way too, Eddie, in the sense from where it was a couple decades ago, well, even a few years ago. But I don't know. Do you ever remember the old corn brooms, Eddie?
No. The sweeping really has an impact on
massive now. I don't think back in the day that much. Especially,
they've had to almost completely rewrite parts of the rule book because of how far the sweeping has come and the materials you're allowed to use on broom heads and stuff. Because it used to be, Eddie, like the principle was you sweep the rock if you want it to try and drag out a little bit longer and to take away the curl.
Yes.
Now you can sweep it with it's called directional sweeping. So first it on one side, the angle of the broom can actually make it curl more. And then you sweep it a certain way if you want it to curl less, but still speed up, curl more, and not speed up. It's so complex now.
I love that stuff.
It's a total new element to the game that's come in the past 10, 15 years.
We're a couple of minutes away from puck drop. Kenneth goes over 5.5 goals. Lock it in. Big money. Well, let me throw you this one, Kenny or Kenneth. The last time these teams have played, the last 4 games at the Olympics, 2-1 overtime, 2-0, 2-1, 3-2. Duke, you're going under? 5.5?
Get to it in and or out.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it?
First question.
All right.
Not necessarily the total, but just a game prediction.
Perfect.
As we're getting ready for puck drop here in about a matter of seconds.
You see them hit that smelling salt?
Oh,
Remind me of you, Duke.
Love the salts at Critters. Hey, Eddie, when old Hammerhead, he's got the salts in the bag.
Send it.
Love the salts.
All right. Puck drop just moments away. We'll take a break and come back with In or Out with Eddie Steele on Sports 1440 AM radio with Donovan P. and the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Welcome, gentlemen, to the nerve center of game-watching greatness, my sanctuary, my Bro Zone.
Whoa, giant screen, comfy chairs. You've thought of everything.
Almost everything. Where are the snacks? We can't cheer on Canada without the proper fuel.
Way ahead of you. Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the official snack of the Bro Zone.
For a truly Canadian snack to cheer on our truly Canadian athletes, you need Wilhauk Beef Jerky, made with Alberta pride, right here in Leduc.
Shoulder pain. It can make even the simplest things like reaching up, lifting a bag, brushing your teeth, or sleeping frustrating. Rotator cuff strains, impingement, arthritis, they're some of the most common issues we treat every day. I'm Grant Fedoruk, and at Leading Edge Physio, our team brings postgraduate training, evidence-based technology, and just the right amount of humor and humility to help you feel better. Because we never forget the most important part, the gratitude we feel for every patient who allows us the opportunity to care for them. Because life shouldn't hurt. When it does, leadingedgephysio.com.
Jason Greger isn't just a sports guy. He's a community builder. With over 2 million raised for local charities and his Greger Foundation, he's making a difference on and off the air. Check out Greger weekday afternoons on Sports 1440.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
As players get ready to represent Canada, the regular hockey season takes a break, but don't forget about your winter breaks, BRAKES. At Napa Auto Parts, you'll find gold medal level stopping power and all your other world-class automotive parts and needs, like podium-worthy Napa Gold filters. Napa Auto Parts is here to support your commute, your drive to the rink, and eventually your own gold medal moment. With close to 600 locations throughout the country and over 85 in Alberta, stop into your local Napa store today. Let's go, Canada! That's Napa Know-How.
Crave presents a new must-see original crime drama.
You think you can just walk away with drug money and nobody's gonna come find you?
The Borderline.
You killed my friend.
Set along the Thousand Islands border, a cop blurs the line to protect his past.
I'm gonna keep you out of jail.
Starring Stephen Amell, Tamara Podemski, Hamza Hawk, and Minnie Driver.
Did you catch the bad guys?
I always catch the bad guys.
The Borderline. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 8:44 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you. Canada and the Finns are on the ice right now. Great save by Macklin Celebrini's attempt. But what are you laughing at, Duke? What?
Pretty good side-to-side movement there by UC Soros.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, but that's what you want to get him out. You know, so you got to keep him going and get him out. So the angle on a different attempt. So look at this. Okay, side to side. But look, so you're saying we had the argument earlier. He's back in the blue paint there. So he's not out front.
No,
not out
he's
front.
No. But
But Kevin, this is great. Now someone's turning it on the bar and we can't watch it in here.
Well,
you're talking
hang
about,
on, dude. That doesn't matter. Get this on now.
what you're talking about is
Well, we're not.
No, we're taking precedent. This is
what you're talking about,
1440.
Kevin, is not mutually exclusive from what Gregor said. Part of getting a goalie out at the top of his paint is making him more susceptible, as you said, to backdoor plays.
Right. So what I'm saying is, if you go back, and this is a long time ago, but if you look at half the goals in 1972 where the Russians scored on Canada, the goaltender came out to cut the angle off.
100%.
And that's where Gregor's talking about.
So I apologize. Did Gregor say that the book
He
says
didn't say
they
Woodley
want to
either.
keep him in the crease, or they want to get him out up top?
They want him out.
Well, that's exactly what you're saying then. Because if you get him out top, that means the side-to-side stuff is more difficult because your angles aren't there.
that's
So
what I'm
you and
saying.
Gregor are saying the same thing then.
Okay, well, I don't know how he worded it. Maybe I'm looking at it different. Whatever. Still scoreless. That was the first real chance of the game. 2 shots for Canada, 1 for Finland. 4 minutes into the
Boys are out there playing right now, KK.
It's physical. I mean, Finland's got some big sows. I mean, up front they got some
Physical
big,
and
big
fast
units.
right now.
I mean, they have a good team. These are the best players. Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay. You know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line. Are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions. Just action. In or out.
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
Got to mention Canada lost to Sweden 6-3 in women's curling. The Canadians will play the United States for bronze. All right, Duke, let her buck.
Puck is down. Canada and Finland semi-final number 1 here at the Olympics is underway. It's a simple game prediction, even though we're a couple minutes in already. I'm taking Canada to win 4-2.
4-2. I think it'll be, I'm going to go the under 5.5.
Okay.
I'll still say Canada is going to win, but I think it's, again, this is a hard-hitting, close game, close checking in the first 5 minutes.
Pesky Finns.
It's going to be like that the rest of the way. We talked about the scores the last several times these two teams have met, in international play at the Olympics. So they got some talented players for sure. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be close. It's going to be like the Czechs, I think.
Initially, Duke, you and we aligned with this. I thought it'd be a little more open of a game. I thought Canada might have their way with the Finns, but after watching the first 5 minutes, I completely am going to change my tune. I think it'll be tight as well, KK. 3-2 type hockey game.
Yeah.
This physical element, this is obviously the way the Finns want to play it. And they actually have the dogs. You talk, Kevin, about like the offensive players they have and guys with speed and skill and size like Hintz, Rantanen, Mikael Granlund, who's been great for them yet again internationally here. They I think, are capable of playing a bit of a track meet style game here against the Canadians. I don't think that's how they envision themselves winning the game. Yeah. But for Canada, when you look at the talent you have compiled, I think you want it to be a little bit more open.
Well, for sure they do. But Finland, as you said, they can't have a track meet today. It is going to be as tight checking as you can imagine.
I think they could play that way and have a chance to win. I just don't think they want to.
I don't think they have a chance to win.
Their line to victory is through the Czech recipe, which was bang them, clog them up, be like, stink on a pig type checking with the top players the whole time. The benefit to Canada is that you've got 4 lines of first line players.
Mm-hmm.
The Finns, much as their top end guys are right there, they don't have 4 lines worth of that. So I would think that Canada's depth shows through here, regardless of how they end up deploying the personnel over the course of 60, maybe
and they've
even
gone
more minutes.
To McDavid, they've gone to the whip right off the hop here.
Mm-hmm. So
I mean, he's had probably 3-4 shifts already.
Canada is without Captain Sidney Crosby. Connor McDavid wearing it in replacement. As in international rules, you have to have a player wearing the C. To the NHL scope, though, if Sid is expected to miss anything more than I'm pegging it at 2 weeks of NHL action, the Penguins' deadline plans change.
Well, they're at 70 points right now. They're 5 points free and clear of a playoff spot, correct? Am I reading that right?
If you're looking at it, I believe
they
you.
got 70 points. They're second in the Met. The Islanders are 1 point back. So, 2 weeks, and it's 12 days to the deadline on Sunday, right? The 22nd. It goes March 6th is the deadline. So, 6 more days this month. 6 more days. That makes it even tougher, Duke, because if they come out of the gates here and lose a couple, 3 in a row, the standings can flip in a hurry. I'm gonna say out on this one. I'm gonna go out. Their deadline plans change because if I look at 2 weeks, so that's just right around the deadline. It would be basically 16 days that he would be out. Oh, this is a tough one because they got all these guys. I mean,
they're having Skinner. They could
move Kulak.
Oh, like the UFAs they have available to move, and apparently like Malkin is the big name, but David Pagnotta, regular contributor, he's reporting that it's likely they get an extension done to keep him in Pittsburgh.
You said they're 5 points out of a playoff.
They're 5 points in like
okay, good. So they're not going to be sellers, man. Depending, of course, what happens. I'm out though. Because even with Sid out, and if he misses time, what are you going to do? You're not going to make a couple of moves to try and replace him, to try and find, second line center. Like it's too much to do to try and even, quote unquote, replace.
I think if Sid's going to miss some time, a couple weeks at minimum, then
look at that. You see that?
Look at this! Look at that! Look at this! Look at that! Great play-by-play man, Kevin Karius. If Sid's going to miss time. You need to sell the assets you have and say, all right, we're bringing Gino back. Carlson looks a little bit like the player of old this year. Crosby's inhuman. He seems to, trot it back out season after season. Maybe we can give it another go next year to get back into the playoffs because without Crosby, even for a couple weeks, this is a drastically different team. It's
a real hard question. And I mean, right now, Dubas is at the Olympics and I mean, they got all the best doctors looking at this guy. Holy smokes!
Yeah, Euro medical team on the case here with Sid, which
Darren Dreger too.
We still don't technically know what's even ailing him, right? Yeah. We know it's lower body, and that's about the extent of it. But like what the knee's complicated joint. There's slots that can go wrong inside of there. As Kevin or Eddie and I are very well familiar.
Say that, I mean. Yeah, I got no ligaments in my knee too, Duke. You know that.
You're very.
What,
tough,
you want to
Kevin.
be part of our club?
No. But
it's exclusive.
Some of the people that were the experts, they were saying left knee, right knee.
Yeah, not even sure.
They weren't. To me, it's the right knee, but
it looked tweaked. Whatever it was, that one knee tweaked, man.
Over to the second semifinal of today, which will be the USA taking on Slovakia. The surprise of the tournament here find themselves in a semifinal berth after winning their pool in the round robin. Just another simple prediction. I think the United States wins this one, and I actually think it's a little bit more of a handed nature. I'm pegging a 5-2 final in the 110
5-2 final. So you're betting the over on this one, Duke. I'm going to go under again. I think there's just so much at stake here, and the teams are so good, and the checking is so tight. I'm looking for another 3-2 game again.
You're picking that same score in both?
Yeah, I'm tight. I'm in on a tight
all right,
game.
Kevs, are you regulation or does one or either of these go to overtime?
You know what? I'll go one will go to overtime.
You're not going to say which one?
I don't know which one, but
okay.
That's just how close it is.
Hey, it's been great. We were treated to an excellent day of quarterfinal hockey. Despite the nervousness that would come with a close Canada game, I wouldn't object to another pair of games coming right down to the wire. Eddie?
I'm with it. Tight. It's going to be tight. So I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out on your question. I think it'll be tight, just like KK said.
We got Eddie in here. Can't go a full show without talking a little football, a little NFL, the offseason rolling on. Combine coming up next week. The Seattle Seahawks reportedly prepared to move on from Kenneth Walker, who, of course, is a free agent. Could use the franchise tag, but it seems like they're going to head to the draft instead to try and replace him in their backfield. I think this is a mistake.
Dang. It's a cold business, man.
It's so cool, man. Super Bowl MVP. Yeah.
Good
So
night.
that's it. We win a Super Bowl. Good luck
See
the rest of
ya.
the way. I don't recall saying good luck. Just like out the door. See you never.
We don't want to pay you that second contract.
I'm going to Disneyland and I'm on my way out of town
Good
too, man.
night.
Yeah, they make him
man.
go ride those teacups hung over as all hell, and then they don't even give him the whatever $14 million
That's
franchise tag.
crazy. Yeah, not even a second contract either. Yeah, it's a mistake. He's explosive. He's a very explosive player. It's not like he's on the tail end of his career. Oh man, he was drafted how many years ago, Duke? He's in his third season, or this will be going into his fourth. Yeah, just finished his third.
And, like, what other position do they do this to guys? Like, no, they don't. I mean, it's just.
And I get it.
Like,
hey, I do get it though. If I was a GM, I would do the exact same thing.
Because the unfortunate reality is the precedent shows that giving the running back big money and more importantly a long term is the mistake. But you could just franchise tag them.
Still, that's a big tag. That's 14. What is it? 14?
Yeah,
you said?
I think that's the number.
And like you look at Genty last year. No way am I ever going to draft a running back in the top. No way. Are you kidding me?
You know, and this is off topic, but you know how parents are. And like, say you've got a kid that's 15 or 16 or 17, and he's like a tweener. He's a great explosive player. You want him to be a running back or a wideout? I mean, what are you saying,
man?
Like,
Wideout all day, every day.
Yeah, like it's just crazy.
So I do understand, but it would be a mistake, and it's a cold business, boy.
So yeah, this was the end of Walker's rookie deal. 4 years. They obviously had the fourth year option on him. 2,000-yard seasons already. The 1 year he only had 900 yards the other season that he actually played the full year, and that's still only 15 games. And this is in a running back system where he has never actually been given the reins as an RB1 until it was necessity because Charbonnet was injured. He's always been in a split back system and still 1,000 yards, 9, 8, 7. This was his lowest touchdown year because Charbonnet was just apparently their goal line guy. He's a really good player, and like you're the defending champions. Strike while the iron's hot. Run it back.
And coupled with this, Charbonnet, did he have knee surgery?
Yeah, he blew it.
So now you don't even know if he's going to be ready to go. This makes no sense.
And Eddie, you're right. Like they're not taking a running back like in the first round of thing. They said they're planning on like day 2 or 3 finding a running back that they like and replacing Walker with that. And this is just all according to reports from people, quote unquote, in the know. I just say, like, man, that's a lot of pressure to put on a rookie running back.
Starting running back for the Seahawks next year, George Holani.
Pressed into action in the playoffs as the pass blocker. But anyway, we can wrap up with National Comfy Day. Speaking of very
Donnie, right?
Very convenient that I already had this written, and then Donovan's talking about cozying up, getting comfy on the couch. Well, his buddies under the same covers,
turning the heat up,
the electric blanket on, all side by side, hip to hip. Hot cocoa in their hands, maybe
25 degrees Celsius.
Oh, balmy inside Donovan's basement. Despite what the big sweatpant lobby wants you to think, there is nothing uncomfortable about wearing jeans.
You're a menace, Duke. You're an absolute menace.
This is some propaganda.
You're a menace,
that
buddy.
Lululemon wants you to think.
You're nuts. So you're telling me at home you want to just lay and lounge in jeans on the couch?
100%.
You're a menace. You can take that thought process back to Delburne.
Well, and here's the thing: there should be a caveat,
country folk,
an extension to the question. When you're at home lounging in these jeans, Duke, can you tuck them into your cowboy boots?
hey, if we were south of the border and we were a shoes inside society, then I suppose you could. But we're not. We're civilized
Kevin,
people. We take our
answer?
shoes off indoors.
I need to know your answer.
I'm so out
with
this. The one thing too now, and I mean, Struds used to talk about it daily. The stretchy jeans have come into play here and make a massive difference.
Still, though.
They do. Let's be honest.
But sitting on your couch, imagine watching a game, and I've seen your setup.
Imagine
sitting
it's my life
with jeans on as opposed to sweats. Oh man.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Scrunching up in your crotch and stuff.
No.
Oh my goodness. No way.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Duke, you're a menace to society.
So is this what happens in Delburne then, Duke, or what?
Well,
The Wranglers?
Well, yeah, like, and I've talked about this on, I think, mostly Fantasy Frenzy before. Growing up at the farm, like, let's just say it's the middle of the day and you're in for lunch and maybe you're waiting for someone to come home with a part or something like that before you head back out for the rest of the afternoon. And like, you know what? I can catch a quick 15 minutes on the couch here. I'm just laying on the couch in my jeans, in my t-shirt, maybe even the hoodie on still, and just catching a quick 15 minutes before I wait for dad or grandpa or whomever to get home with the part I need or medicine for treating some calves, whatever. I have no problem with that. It's just how it's been my whole life. Honestly, Eddie, I do not own a pair of sweatpants.
What?
I only own two pairs of jeans.
At this point in my life, the closest thing I have to that are my golf pants.
How many pairs of jeans do you own?
Well, I got a couple jeans that are reserved just for like
your dress jeans.
My dress jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
My wedding jeans is how they would be more properly deemed. And then after that, I think I'm at. I think I got 8 pairs in rotation for regularity.
How many Wranglers?
Just 2 pairs of Wranglers. Couple pairs of 20Xs, few cinch.
Even when you're just lounging in jeans watching a game, Duke, man, you can't even like go and scratch yourself. Man.
Why not? What's stopping you?
Yeah, it's hard. You got to work to get in there, man. Sweats is just easy access.
No, I don't feel secure in sweatpants. Even if I'm just at home, I don't feel secure.
I like that loose. Let it hang.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
That was a saying our D-line coach used to say, like, you know, come on, fellas, it's time to man up.
Come on.
Let it hang, boys. Come on.
Let it all hang out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, you have no Lululemon pants or a knockoff or anything like that?
I have golf pants.
You know what? I enjoy wearing, Eddie, to lounge around. And you've probably got a pair of them. The Edmonton Eskimos. Do you call them sideline pants?
The big grays?
No. The black ones. The sideline.
Oh,
pants.
I know you got those blacks. Yeah.
So, but they're comfortable.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not the grays. No.
Oh, I got. I have 2 or 3 pairs of jeans, and then the rest are all sweats.
The
Like
closest
5
I
pairs.
would come, Eddie, is like a pair of like gym shorts. So if it's a late Oilers game and I'm first, second intermission, I'm getting ready for like doing my night routine. I'm changing. I'll put my shorts on, which is what I wear to bed. I'll sit in those on the couch to watch the last couple of periods before I just then immediately crawl into bed and go to sleep. But otherwise, yeah, no, I'm chill.
Canada, Finland still scoreless, just under 7 minutes left. The Finns had a power play, didn't have crazy chances. Following the power play, John Cooper went with the nuke line, and McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini following the penalty kill. So we'll see that probably happen after every penalty kill.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And funny how, they do it here.
Just a good counterpunch.
Well, John Cooper was asked the same thing as Mark Spector asked Chris Knobloch the other day about, you got Connor, and like, again, Cooper's played Connor like nutso here in this first period.
Coaches can't help themselves, man.
I mean, again, it's the best guy.
It's a Corvette. You want to let that thing loose.
Right now, McDavid's played just under 5 minutes, and they've got 6 left to go. Celebrini's played about the same.
So it'll be a 7-minute period.
Yeah. I was going to check on the D632 that I got for the latest for Cale Makar. So Makar's going to be in the 25-minute range tonight for sure. So, Eddie, you said, okay, you dressed up and got your nice tie on and everything today. First of all, like, I'm going to give you another tie. You've never worn the tie I've given you.
Oh, that, yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Where is it?
It's in I have it hanging. I have it.
So I understand when you got a 27-inch neck that you got to buy the long ties. Right?
Yeah.
So you have to, that's how you get, as they call, a little meat in the knot.
Is this one coming to eat you? It's going to come take a bite, this knot.
That was from Darren Detition years ago. And he was on the desk with, I think it was Dan O'Toole. This is 20-some years ago. And O'Toole used to wear those thick knots.
Power knot.
Yeah. And Dutchie said to him one night, I think that tie knot's coming to get me.
I get a lot of compliments on this color.
But it's the black Bart shirt. It's looking a little tight too, Eddie.
I know it is.
You-
I washed all my dress clothes last week, washed and ironed, and they're all feeling a little.
So you didn't you
And I'm not bigger. No, I'm not bigger.
do you dry them or do you
I did. I threw them in the dryer.
Well, there's your problem.
I don't mind it feeling a little tight though. You
No,
see
it
these
doesn't.
pipes?
Yeah, but
Come
that
on.
doesn't look very good, Eddie. That's not.
But I did notice that this week because I did it all last weekend.
You're starting to look like Gizmo in his white shirts.
That's funny. You actually say
Did
something.
you see Giz lately or what?
I haven't seen him since before Christmas,
Oh man.
and now I'm self-conscious.
About the shirt?
It is
Well,
tight.
the other thing too, when it gets that tight, you know what happens? Pits come into play. You get the pits.
Do I got it going?
Yeah.
Not
Well,
yet.
here's the thing: with a black shirt, now it's going to turn white.
It's white. I know. Oh, I know. I just cleaned it, like I said. But it's nice when you. Oh, easy eyes. You see who walked by?
Pete Panotsky from K97.
It's nice when you get it all ironed and crisped up. You know.
Do you have the what kind of iron? Do you do it? Do you
No,
do it
I'm
yourself?
old school. Oh yeah.
Oh, so you have the board
Yeah,
out?
I got a board.
You don't have the
We have a
steam iron?
steamer as
Yeah.
well, but it doesn't get it as sharp.
So you do all your own stuff? Doesn't do anything?
No, I do it all, man.
Really?
Yeah. You see, Duke, he doesn't even know how to iron.
No, I do.
You get Laura to do
No,
it.
no, I used to do all my own, Eddie. I honestly, I did. I did all my own for many, many years. What are you laughing at? I did, and I can guarantee it. And I had a lot. I had a lot of shirts, like shirts and pants.
Mr.
and whatever.
Global.
But then what happened is, in our what you call it, hair and teeth, clothing allowance and everything, dry cleaning became part of that.
Ooh, nice.
So then I was
You're
like,
just
what
dropping it.
What am I doing? I'm just dropping off.
I do have a nice cleaner, but
Eddie, when Kevin's telling stories, sometimes do you ever get shades of Donald Trump's speeches? When he's like, listen, it's the best it was. I was very good. I had so many to do, and I
the
did them
budget
all.
was so good.
I did them all. There was no
I
problem.
dropped it off at the cleaner. It was ready on time. My salsa is the best.
Yeah.
I make my own pesto.
I grow it all myself. I dice it. I can it. It's no problem.
I have a shrimp
I'm simply
farm.
that good. That's
My
Kevin.
corn on the cob is delectable.
You know what? I haven't even tried to keep Eddie longer here. He's done it to himself today.
I got no Elks Nation, so
Oh,
I'm burning time.
Well, we got hockey at 12 if you want.
I do got some work to do, but I'm not feeling very motivated. You know, I'm going on vacation on Monday. I thought it was Tuesday, and we looked at the reservation.
You're going this Monday?
2 days ago, and it's Monday.
So you're not here on Monday?
I'm gone for a week, baby.
What?
Monday to Monday.
Did you know this, Duke?
Yes, Kevin.
He did tell us.
I thought it was
It's not
Tuesday,
exactly like
It
I
was
put the
supposed to be
dates.
Tuesday.
It's not like I put the dates in my calendar. I was like, one of these days, Eddie's just not going to show up.
3
and-
shows, boys. How are you going to get by?
3 shows.
Monday,
Monday,
Friday,
Monday.
Monday.
Oh, wow.
I know. I thought it was originally Tuesday, but
Yeah.
how are we going to do it?
I don't know.
You guys will be okay, or
Well,
No.
we have no host or guest host on Tuesday either.
you want
now.
me to get a hold of someone? Or
No. You know
I'm
what?
kidding.
Maybe, we could probably bring in Aaron Grimes. He'd probably want to come in.
He's probably busy.
No, he's not busy.
And a similar. So just going back to the Olympics and all the coverage we've been getting with the full set of panels and report and stuff. I texted Rashog earlier this week, right, and asked him if he was able to come on before the game on Wednesday. The first slot, and he wasn't. He had another obligation, and I was thinking, I bet he doesn't actually have an obligation. He just heard Kevin talking him down about like Rashog's not doing anything over there, and he didn't come on out of spite because Kevin's dogging him.
Really, an unnecessary penalty by Sam Bennett here. He goes barreling into UC Saros, so Canada will be shorthanded here at the tail end of the first period, still scoreless. So. Unnecessary penalties, Eddie. You cannot take.
got to use your head.
You cannot take those. And you know what? That reminded me of something that you would see in a Stanley Cup final that goes uncalled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. A call that goes uncalled with the Florida Panthers, and it's now 1-0 Finland. They score 5 seconds into the
quick.
into the power play, and Sam Bennett has the walk of shame.
Wow.
So
1-0. Here we
1-0
go.
Finland.
It is going to be a tight game.
Wow.
It
And
has
again,
to be
so
tight.
This is right from the draw. It's a Bo Horvat face-off loss. Quick shot by Rantanen. Glove side. I guess I was wrong. Not even 5 seconds, probably 3.
Do you like that goal?
Well, I just hate face-off
It's
losses.
quick, man. That happens quick.
I hate face-off losses.
That's a tough
And
goal.
Bo Horvat's your best face-off guy.
He sniped it. It's tough.
Absolutely hammered it home. Well, Eddie, we better get going, eh?
Yeah, man.
Are you going to come to
Commercial time.
hockey or what?
Nah, probably.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll see. You gonna pay my fee? Your silence is telling, Mr. Karius. Goodbye.
See you, Eddie. Good show, big guy. Thanks for coming in on a Friday. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Watch how dark I am when I get back.
Oh, man. Coming up at 9:20, we got Paul Sir from Hoop City. I wonder what Paul's going to do if Joshy Boy ain't ready to go tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. We'll figure it out, though. Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh Sports covers the Penguins, and JP Hornstra from Newsweek, and we'll talk Major League Baseball in the 10 o'clock hour. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Currently, Canada's men's hockey team taking on Finland with a berth in the gold medal game on the line. Finland just cashing in their power play chance. They lead 1-0 coming up towards the end of the first period. Other semifinal between the United States and Slovakia goes at 1:10. Earlier this morning, Marielle Thompson, Hannah Schmidt, and Brittany Phelan got to the quarterfinal of women's ski cross before coming up short on getting through to the semis. In men's aerials, Lewis Irving and Emil Nadeau got to the first final run but did not advance through to the second. And Rachel Holman's curling team losing to Sweden in the semifinal 6-3. She will play for bronze tomorrow. Still to come today for Canada, Beatrice Lamarche, Evgeny Blondin, and Valerie Malte will skate for medals in the women's 1,500-meter final. 3 Canadian teams will run in the 2 women bobsleigh starting at 10 o'clock, including local Kelsey Mitchell. Men's ski halfpipe final starts at 11:30. Will feature Brendan Mackey, Andrew Longino, and Dylan Marino. And in speed skating, the men's 5,000-meter relay team will skate for a medal at 1:30. In the association last night, 10 games total, including the Raptors getting past the Bulls 110-101. Celtics beat the Warriors 121-110, and despite 22-point double-double from Nikola Jokic, Nuggets lose to the Clippers 115-114. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Paul Sir from Hoop City. I'm Brendan Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
McValue meals are here. Get the McDs you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, Junior Chicken, or Chicken Snack Wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Mr. Reuter gets a colonoscopy.
All right, Mr. Reuter, just relax. We're almost finished.
Now, what am I looking at on the screen?
That's your large intestine.
Wow, the pipes of the human body. Incredible. This is just like when we use a camera for sewer inspection, except you probably don't find tree roots.
You'd be surprised what we find.
You know, once I found a bunch of Hot Wheels.
Hey, me too.
For a plumber who values healthy pipes, call Mr. Reuter.
Ever had a problem returning auto parts? At Ed's Auto Salvage in Westlock, we do things differently. Hi, it's Lisa, and we're proud to offer one of the best return policies in the business. When you shop with us, you buy with confidence, knowing that if it doesn't fit or if it's not the right part, we'll make it right. For nearly 50 years, Ed's Auto Salvage has helped Alberta drivers save money, stay on the roads, and shop stress-free. Trust the team that stands behind every part we sell. Visit us at edsautosalvage.com.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:14 in Edmonton, Canada, trailing Finland 1-0 in semifinal action. Men's hockey after 20 minutes. Bad penalty by Sam Bennett resulted in a power play goal by Rantanen like 3 seconds after the puck dropped. A face-off win by Aho. Beats Horvat. Bang! Top shelf. Just like that, 1-0 after 20. And a lot of text rolling in about that, too, about the penalty. I said it as soon as it happened. That's a penalty that likely maybe doesn't get called by NHL refereeing in a Stanley Cup final. Maybe it does. I mean, we've seen Florida get away with murder and things like that. Maybe I'm out to lunch on it, but that's how I saw the play anyway. I got to mention that if Canada, and they got some work to do here, if Canada gets by the Finns today and moves on to the gold medal game on Sunday morning, first round here at West Edmonton Mall will be open at 5:45, Duke. So 5:45 for the 6:10 puck drop. He says already there's 40 to 50 people confirmed and have booked reservations. So our buddy Mark Levers at First Round, longtime sponsor of the morning show during NFL season. If Canada were to come back, yes, that's exactly where they are.
So, Kevin, and maybe if Levers is still, I don't know if you texted him or if he's listening and just chimed that in. Let's say worst case scenario, and I'm just wanting to cover bases here because they are not alone in this, right?
I know.
There are bars, facilities, restaurants across the city and beyond that have plans like this to open up at 6 o'clock.
I had a text earlier from Sherwood Park CBH, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Canada were to not be playing in the gold medal game, do all of those plans get immediately scrapped?
Yeah, I would say so.
They text they follow up with all these reservations they have. Every bar calls these people back and says, "Hey, we're not going to open anymore. Your reservation is canceled."
Or they put it out on social media or something. Or
I think if it's a reservation, you would have to contact them directly.
Whatever it is, but it would be a waste of time for them to open because they'd have so many people that made reservations and they would no show. Like, why do you want to go? You're not going to go down to watch Finland in the U.S. or Finland and Slovakia, are you?
Maybe you just like hockey. I do. I like hockey.
So are you going to go then?
No, I already said I wasn't going anywhere anyway. I got the invitation from a guy on the Tropics, but it came with the contingency that, our table's full, by the way. But if you want to book your own table, here's where we're going and here's the link. And to which shout out my boy Brent Howie for that message and absolutely just pigeon tossing me and half the rest of the Tropics team.
Yeah.
So I will likely be watching it from the comfort of my home. Probably with my jeans on. I'll get up.
You're not wearing your jeans, dude.
I'll get up, Kev. I will get up. 6 o'clock is the puck drop. I'll probably get up to have an alarm set for 5:45. Get up, have a shower, brush my teeth, get a pot of coffee brewed, maybe even fire some eggs and ham or something, get a little breakfast sandwich going in the house. And
what if I showed up and knocked on the door, Duke?
I'll have my jeans on, ready to host you.
No, you wouldn't.
Like a proper human being. I'm dressed for the day. I'm ready to go out and seize the day.
That I would like to see. Now, if I came over with a 6-pack of beer, would you have a beer? Would you have Clamato juice? No, you have Sunny D.
I do love Sunny D. That's more of a summertime thing, though. Yeah. I've got clam in the fridge always. Yeah, okay. I there's a chance I would mix up myself a Caesar too to go either while the coffee's brewing, maybe have a Caesar.
I don't know how these 8 beer that I bought for MTR that we got here, if they would go with Clamato or not. Well, one of them is the Prairie Fairy, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I don't think
you
that
don't need anything.
No, that's just an easy drinker. That's a good one.
1-0 Canada in the intermission, trailing the Finns. And I think the first highlight they showed was the Bennett plowing into, that was Mikkola as well. He went in with Mikkola and then into Saros. And then a quick power play goal by Rantanen, and that's where we stand. We're going to bust away and talk a little basketball with the king, the gun, the fire. You know him, you love him, you can't live without him. Paul Sir from Hoop City coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, and Donnie P on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Exciting news from St. Albert Dodge. The all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport packages have arrived. They have a great selection and a bunch of colors to choose from. And if you've checked out the Sport, you know it comes in some fun colors. Rugged capability, practical off-road features, and you can get behind the wheel for as low as $49,900. That's right. Put yourself in a brand new Jeep Gladiator Sport for less than $50,000. What more can you ask for? Time to head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
McValue meals are here. Get the McD's you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, Junior Chicken, or Chicken Snack Wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Free trips, free iPads, a barbecue, a wood stove, the #1 dealer in the world. What? Who cares? How about no pressure, a great deal, finance rates as low as 0%, trade values you can be happy with, and an indoor showroom. And we're pretty good people. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
A claims program for harmed Canadians has begun as a result of a landmark tobacco settlement. If you smoked regularly before November 20th, 1998, and were diagnosed with lung cancer, throat cancer, emphysema, or COPD, you may qualify for a significant payment. To learn more, call 888-482-5852 or go to tobaccoclaimscanada.ca.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:22 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you, and we've got Donnie P in for an ailing Josh Fenwick, and that's where we're going to go to next, sort of. Maybe, Josh, could you imagine him calling in with a question for Paul Sir from Hoop City, who joins us now? Good morning, Paul. You're with Kevin Karius on Sports 1440 for your almost a bi-weekly update in basketball. As always, thanks for coming on the morning show. Really appreciate it, big guy.
Kevin who? Kevin Karius. That Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Good to be here, as always.
We're just talking like Josh Fenwick has been ill. He couldn't make it in today. I don't know if you've heard about this. Is he going to be available for you tomorrow, Paul, on Hoop City?
I'm going to have to take back all of the fun I made of Josh in the past couple of weeks because of his questions. Josh, get better, buddy.
Yeah.
We need you. I'm not starting that board up.
Why Luka Doncic so good?
One of the greats.
Yeah, one of the best. Hey, I was kind of thinking, when Duke sent out the lineup and you were on, I was thinking, okay, this time slot is going to be in the first intermission of the Canada-Sweden semifinal game for hockey. And it made me think about Olympic basketball. And one of the best things that I love talking to you about, Paul, is history of the game. And the original thing that I wanted to talk about and I thought about because of the Olympics and hockey was the Dream Team back in 1992. So when that team was assembled, and I just maybe wanted to get your thoughts. I mean, Coach K was the head guy and everyone, he had all these personalities and everything. I guess the first question that I thought about, if you combine the rosters of all the other countries that were in the Olympics, and we're talking Croatia, who they met in the final, beat them by 32 points, Puerto Rico, Brazil, Lithuania, who they beat in the semifinals. If you put an all-star roster with all those other countries, Paul, how close do you think maybe a game could have been?
About this 32 seems like about it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just don't think at that point in history, people were ready both on the court, but even more than that, I think off the or the mental part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just overwhelming. For the first time in the Olympics, the Americans put their professional team on the court because they had lost the previous Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was the US's response, was to assemble the Dream Team. At that point, everybody was so overwhelmed mentally at just how intimidating that was.
Yeah.
But there was a key comment that was made, and I believe it was a Greek coach who said, "This is great. We know we're going to get killed this time, but now we know what it's like to play them."
Right.
So now we know what to prepare for. We know what level they're at and how we have to adjust and grow.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, 8 years later, U.S. lost again.
Yeah.
Because even with all the NBA players, now that the Dream Team was special, obviously.
Yeah.
A walking Hall of Fame. But yeah, that was a great moment in basketball history, a seminal moment, a changing moment in the sport globally.
You know, and I brought up Coach K, and he was there with Chuck Daly as well. Would the hardest part have been for the coaching staff is to keep everyone happy? I don't even know what would be the hardest part here, Paul.
Well, I've done a lot of reading and a lot of background on the Dream Team experience and the guts of it. Number one, maybe one of the best basketball games ever played was not on film, and no one really was at. And that was an inter-squad scrimmage with the Dream Team, where they absolutely went at it. And there are snippets of video of it, but Jordan, Magic, Bird, and it was a diminished Larry Bird, but David Robinson, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, they were out there absolutely killing themselves to beat each other. And the trash talking is legendary. And so I don't think that was a team that really worried about being happy, because most of the players were quite a ways along in their careers. And so there were veterans there, and huge egos, absolutely.
Yeah.
But egos that were based in something different than I think you could make the case for contemporary athletes, because you weren't worried about your social media presence. I mean, heck, Michael Jordan played 36 holes before almost every game. You know, he's up till 5 a.m, smoking cigars, playing cards, goes out, plays 36, then comes and plays basketball and plays at a high level. I mean, you can't make that stuff up. That is the stuff of legend that's also based in reality. So I don't think Daly had a problem keeping guys happy. It was more like they seemed to understand collectively what they were doing in the moment in basketball history that they were a part of.
You know, you mentioned doing all the reading on this, Paul, and the inter-squad game. For me, this is the first time I've heard about that in the sense that, like, there's a documentary right there. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not sure that one hasn't been produced, but there's a lot written about it with some, like I said, some video clips. and of course, I'm sure there's a fish story element to it. But when you look back at the personalities and the kind of players that they were both on the court, but the way that they played the game, number one, in a very, very rough physical NBA decade, with the egos that kind of transcend any egos I've ever witnessed in the NBA. When you put Jordan, Magic, Bird, Barkley, I mean, these are bigger than life people with bigger than life personalities. It was just unique in its own way. But like you said, that'd be a phenomenal documentary.
Paul Sir with us, Hoop City, 10 to 12 tomorrow here on Sports 1440. Text from Dr. Will and Gibbons. Ask Paul why Isaiah Thomas wasn't on that dream team. What do you remember about that selection? Because he obviously played for Chuck Daly.
He did. Michael Jordan didn't like him. That's that when you weed through everything, that really seems to be why it came down to John Stockton and not Isaiah Thomas. Because Jordan and Isaiah were not, they did not get along. And it sounds like there was some backroom politicking that went on there, and Isaiah was not selected. He deserved to be selected. He was a great player. Now, did he deserve to be selected over John Stockton? That depends on your perspective. Like if I had to choose, I'd choose Stockton, but I'm a Stockton guy.
Yeah.
Isaiah, if they chose him, you could make a strong case. And by the way, Stockton was here back in May giving a talk for the Alberta basketball 50th anniversary. And he talked about being part of the Dream Team. And he said he was the only member of the Dream Team that could go out and walk around Barcelona because nobody recognized him. He just looked like a tourist. When you meet John, you wouldn't be surprised to see him in a John Deere cap at a hardware store. Like that's the kind of persona he projects. So, but back to Dr. Will's question. That is, when you boil it all away, that seems to be the reason why Isaiah Thomas wasn't on the Dream Team.
And Magic was the other point guard. So, I mean, he was there no matter what, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And this was his post AIDS diagnosis. So, I mean, it was, again, you add that layer into this. That was you can't make it up, like about the drama surrounding this team.
One other one with this, and I think I asked you before, Paul, because we were talking about the Christian Laettner documentary, and obviously he was the only guy that was an NBA player coming from Duke. So how did that? How was his? How did he get selected to this team as being the younger guy? And he was obviously very controversial at Duke. Everyone knows about that documentary. We've had some good chuckles about it. So what was his role here? And I know he didn't play a whole hell of a lot either.
Oh no, he didn't. And I don't think Christian is best buds with anybody on that team. He was definitely the square peg in the round hole. The decision was made, I'm sure, for reasons to look inclusive, that an NCAA player would be selected to be part of this Dream Team. And Laettner at that time was arguably, there'd be a lot of people that disagree, but arguably the best player in the NCAA. So he was selected. And as you said, Christian was polarizing at best in terms of how he affected people. But I've got some Christian Laettner stories, but that's for another time. But Christian Laettner was, like I said, shoved in there, didn't fit in at all. But he was, it'd be a great story to tell your grandkids.
No kidding. You're such a true pro, Paul. But I threw this right out of the blue at you, and we talked about it for 10 minutes, and that's why I love having these conversations with you, Paul, because the history and looking back, it's so cool. Here's another one from the text line, Paul, from Josh. It says, I have a question for Paul. With the 65 game limit on awards, has Cade Cunningham jumped to number one on the MVP ballot? And that is from Fenny. That's his question. So he's listening. Josh, the professional, and that comes from
Josh.
Fenny.
You keep redeeming yourself, like the moment that you had. It's not that we're going to make mistakes, it's what you do with them in life. So good for you, Josh. That's a great question. Right now, yeah, absolutely. I don't know how many of our listeners watched the dismantling of the New York Knicks by the Detroit Pistons last night, but in Madison Square Garden, and Cunningham absolutely torching him. My gosh, is that guy good? He's what you forget about, or what I always forget about Cade Cunningham, is how big he is. Like, he's 6'7". He's not Jalen Brunson 5'11". He's 6'7", and he does the stuff, and he's strong, and he does the stuff he does. So yes, to Josh's question, given that SGA, Nikola Jokic, Giannis, they're all struggling to meet that 65 game limit. Right now, if you voted today, it would have to be Cade Cunningham.
Paul Sir with us, and Josh is actually working today because he has a follow-up question. He's been better on the text line than he's been in studio for an awful long time here. Follow-up question: where do you put the Pistons in the ranking of teams that can win the NBA championship?
There was a great article headline the other day on The Athletic. The Pistons have the best record in the NBA. Why don't we believe in them? That's a great way to look at the Pistons. I think it's because they're the Detroit Pistons. 2 years ago, they lost, 38 in a row. I mean, there's some ridiculous number like that. So I think that, do I think they have a shot? If they're healthy, absolutely. Why wouldn't they? They have one of the top 5 best players in the league right now, and one of the top 3 in terms of who's going to be in the playoffs, top 4. Because I'd throw Jaylen Brown in there with Jokic and with SGA if they're healthy. So, why not? Why not? They're good. They're big. They're strong. They can shoot it. And they've got one of the very, very best impact players in the game in Cade Cunningham, who can literally take a game over.
Mm-hmm. I watched about a quarter of the Raptors game last night, and I always think when you're coming out of a break and you've got such a long time between games, I look at it and go, man, you're always concerned about what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. What did you see from the Raptors 110-10 win yesterday over Chicago?
Well, I watched the second half. They played well. They played really well. Brandon Ingram was great. Other players all contributed nicely. Colin Murray-Boyles, I just did a blog, and I did a little feature section on him. You don't see his impact on the Raptors on the offensive stats. But man, oh man, like when you look at defensive ratings, when he and Scotty Barnes are on the court, they have one of the best defensive ratings in the NBA. He can really guard. They have him as an undersized 5, kind of a Draymond Green's 6'6", guarding the 5 spot. But he's powerfully strong, very, very quick, tremendous hands. So he's a massive contributor to a Raptors team that right now continues to play with a lot of confidence. Now, Chicago's, you don't want that to be your benchmark because they're not very good. But they did what was necessary on the road to win. They looked in sync. Ingram, like I mentioned, looked very, very good with contributions from Barnes, Barrett, quickly. The Raptors are really solid right now.
Yeah. Paul Sir with us, kind of doing two things at once here too, Paul. We're looking at the Canada-Finland semifinal game here in men's hockey, and Finland has just scored a shorthanded goal to lead 2-0 with just over 15 minutes to play here in the second period.
I can just feel the stomach acid pouring into people's guts right now. Like, that's scary stuff.
Well, I mean, now you're saying you got to score 3 to win.
Yes.
You know how it works, Paul, because, and this is any sport, you start trailing, you start pressing, the other team has more confidence. That's everything. And that's how sport goes.
Absolutely. You don't want to, if you don't want to open the door that requires a Herculean effort to come back and win.
Yeah.
You don't want to be thinking now you got to have the headline tomorrow, Canada comes back from 2-0 deficit to win.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the Golden Bears basketball team. They beat UFV Fraser Valley last weekend. Was quite a lopsided win, but now they go to Victoria, correct, tonight? And
Victoria
play
tonight,
Vikes.
yep.
Yeah, and the Vikes have a hell of a team. They're ranked number 2. Bears are ranked number 3. Maybe just a thought on how things can shake down here tonight.
Well, first-year coach Jeff Pippis's Golden Bear team is going to have to play awfully well to beat UVic at home. They're just, I mean, this would be, I would say, a major upset. UVic is really good. They have obviously the home court advantage. Bears have surprised everybody this year. The way I would sum it up, Kevin, is let's hope they have another surprise against a very formidable opponent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had Jeff on last week. He was talking about how they were going to scout that UFV and Regina game. And he also mentioned, that they kind of matched up quite well with either team, moving forward last week in that quarterfinal. But as you say, Victoria 17-3 coming into this one. And the Bears haven't won the Canada West title since 2017. And as you mentioned, Victoria defending national champion here. So it's going to be a difficult task. Hey, well, it looks like Fenny's going to be okay. He's texted in here, Paul. So,
right.
Do you know what's cooking
sleep tonight?
You know what's cooking for Hoop City tomorrow at 10?
I do. And by the way, I don't have to YouTube how to run a radio board now. So that's great. So the show tomorrow, we have a gentleman named Brian Utley. Brian is from Chestermere, and he's our community champion of the week. Brian, on his own, with the help of many other people, has run for 30 years a girls all-star game down in Chestermere. And then they pick a Miss Basketball Alberta every year. He's one of those guys in the community that just walks the walk. So that's number one. Number two, I have my good friend Ben Golliver back on to, we're going to go into the weeds again about the All-Star game, how it looked, but we're really going to break down what the rest of the season could look like with the moves that have been made and with what we think will be, what we think going forward, what fans can be watching really closely. Because honest to God, Kevin, this is one of the most interesting years I've seen in the NBA. Like Cooper Flag is unreal. Last 9 games averaging 27. So we're going to talk about Cooper, Con Kneppel, next year's draft class, all the moves in the NBA. So I don't have to do the whole show for you right now. So thanks so much for the time today.
Oh, hey, and again, Paul, it's such a pro to throw the 92 Dream Team, because I just kind of thought about it, and I was thinking, man,
glad you did
to throw this in with the Olympic hockey and the NHLers coming back, and that being the first ever with the NBA players. Thanks for checking in. Really appreciate it. Have a great show tomorrow, Paul.
Go Canada.
Yeah. That's Paul Sir, Hoop City. You hear it every Saturday from 10 to 12 right here on Sports 1440. Again, Canada trailing 2-0 to the Finns with, I think, about 12, 13 minutes left. I didn't see the exact time on the clock. They've just gone to break. So, oh boy, this is going to be, would be a big comeback. The Finns were down 2-0, to the Swiss and came back. So that's what Canada has to do here in the semifinals. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts, 833-401-1440. We'll maybe bust down that second goal that was shorthanded. A lot of texts coming in about how another Florida player has cost a goal. And I'm assuming that was Sam Reinhart along the boards, but I never had a great look at it because we were talking to Paul. That's straight ahead on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Donnie P on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant in the Silent Ice Center, just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails in a stylish, modern atmosphere. Perfect for a casual meal or a special night out. Summit offers a refined experience where every bite and sip reflects our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Make Summit Restaurant your destination tonight.
Remember 2025? That's so last year. But seriously, St. Albert Dodge needs to clear some 2025 models off the lot to make room for new inventory. So they're having a huge clear out of all the remaining new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Saharas. The Sahara package is the best seller, so they have a great selection to choose from and priced from as low as $59.9. I don't have to tell you, these are going to go fast. So get there before they are gone. Just head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Legacy Heating and Cooling sucks. Yeah, Legacy can now suck your ducts with professional duct cleaning, furnace cleaning, and dryer vent cleaning.
Oh, Legacy
Call Legacy.
When you need the filth sucked from your air ducts.
Call Legacy.
When you want cleaner air for your family.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Legacy now offers air duct cleaning. Book in today. Just call Legacy. You're at home, in the car, or on the move. You're never more than a tap away from Sports 1440. Download the radio player or iHeart app today so you can get all access anytime to Edmonton's only sports radio station, Sports 1440.
The Edmonton Firefighters Rooftop Campout for Muscular Dystrophy is happening now. Edmonton firefighters are again braving the elements by camping on the roof of Fire Hall Number 2. This year, they've added a little twist and started the rooftop campout with no camping equipment. The more money they raise for muscular dystrophy, the more equipment they get to survive an Edmonton winter, with a final goal of getting off the roof and helping this incredible cause. Donate now at any Edmonton Fire Hall or online at edmontonrooftopcampout.ca.
Invest for today and tomorrow. Vision Credit Union makes it simple with 2 RRSP options to fit your goals. Choose a secure term deposit RRSP with guaranteed returns or a mutual fund RRSP offering higher growth potential with exciting opportunities. With an RRSP, you'll save on your income tax, grow your investments tax-free, and get closer to your dreams. Whether it's retirement or your first home, the deadline to qualify for 2025 tax deductions is March 2nd. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
Your furnace is dead. It's time to replace it before winter crushes you. Legacy Heating and Cooling is practically there already.
Yeah, we're working in your basement. Doing a replacement. The work is so earnestly building your legacy.
With no payments and no interest for 1 year, you gotta call Legacy. Replacing your dying furnace before it's too late, that's how you build your legacy. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You're listening to Sports 1440 and watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Sports 24/7. We are Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:47 in Edmonton. Terrible news for Canada and the Canadian men so far at the Olympic Games in men's hockey as they're nearing the halfway point of the game, and it is 2-0 Finland, and the lines are in a blender right now. Wilson's playing with the two Panthers in Marchand and Bennett, and that would mean that Celebrini, McDavid, and McKinnon are likely on the line. I didn't see the last shift before they went to commercial break. We had a couple texts in here at 833-401-1440. HVAC Nick says, the Florida players are costing us this game. Hyman wouldn't have done that on the power play. Now, Duke, I just saw the one part of it, and I don't know if you guys saw the replay. Is that Sam Reinhart along the boards?
Yeah, kind of like a bit of a broken play, trying to get set up on the power play. And basically, that's what resulted in the Eric Halla breakaway. A great finish. You got to give him credit on that for sure. But it's never ideal when this top unit for your power play is giving up a shorthanded goal in a semifinal game. That's that borders on the unacceptable for especially what we've seen from this power play so far in this tournament. It's been dynamite.
And coming out of the chute after a whistle, it is McDavid, Celebrini, and McKinnon. And Celebrini just fanned on a shot. And again, it's 13-10 shots on goal for Canada, maybe 14-10 now if they count that. But this is a big, big ask. And no matter who you are and whatever it is, you need some help along the way. I'm sure Finland scored with 6 minutes left against the Swiss and then scored the tying goal with about $1:15 left to send it to overtime, where Lehkonen got the game winner, overtime winner to advance to this game. So that's how close it is and how close these teams are. And if you look at the ice time right now, it's changed in the sense that they've moved the lines around. Celebrini, last I checked, was at 11:11. Connor McDavid at 9:53. And McKinnon is at 8:33. They're going to be going to these horses and going to the whip with these guys a lot moving forward. Makar and Harley are the top ice time leaders on defense, around 11 minutes apiece. 2-0 Finland. Text line 833-401-1440. Hey, Kent McKenzie. Is he a buddy of yours, Duke? Shout out to the Delburne Outlaws for putting up a better fight in round 1 than anticipated against Stettler. Imperials can move on tonight in game 3 to the second round. Stettler invaded Delburne last Sunday and converted Delburne rink into a Stettler home game. Is this true, Duke?
Oh, Kent, he's the Imperial super fan. The Red Deer River rivalry between the Outlaws and the Imperials in the ECSHL. First round playoffs. Imperials a great team this year. I think they only lost a pair of games all season long, one of them in overtime. So the Outlaws, the final playoff seed, get the tough first round matchup, best of 5. Both last weekend went the way of the Imperials, and tonight from the Stettler Rec Center, they can advance with a victory. No.
Why not?
I will be watching this from the comfort of my couch in my jeans. Stettler does a pretty nice work with their stream of the game on the Hometown Productions YouTube page. The video work is very well done from the Rec Center, so I'll watch there. And if the Outlaws can win and force a game 4 tomorrow night in Delburne at the Agriplex, I will be there to work the game. I didn't work the Sunday game. Obviously, I was in Hinton for my uncle's memorial service when, as Ken said, the Stettler fans waded across the river and came and invaded. So I'll be down there for that if they're able to force a game 4, but otherwise, and then that'll make for a tough turnaround for the hopeful gold medal game Sunday morning.
Why don't they don't call it the Red River rivalry like what Texas Tech and
that's the Red River shootout.
Okay, well,
and this is the red.
Is this on the same level though?
This is the Red Deer River
okay.
rivalry.
I get you,
Kevin.
Hey, Donnie P, you got to watch more of the game when I was interviewing Paul there. What have you been seeing? What's the eye test for Donnie P here?
Well, this is just, I mean, obviously disappointing start. That's the obvious here, but this is a team to me right now in Canada that, dare I say, disjointed right now. They just don't.
You got shots 8-2 Canada in the second here. That's what I got.
They look fine in the second, but you look at some of the way some of these guys are playing. It's a lot of perimeter player right now. This is obviously, I'm still doing work, so it's not full attention at the TV here, but like they look pretty perimeter.
After that shorthanded goal by Howell, how did the rest of the power play look? Because that's the
not great.
Not
great. Like, I mean, a hell of a move by Eric Hall, and that's a player me and Walks have talked about for a while as potential trade deadline ad for the Oilers. But I don't know. I'm not inspired by the fight back after that shorthanded goal.
I wonder if they'll have another conversation by Sidney Crosby after the second intermission here. I think this would be a real devastating blow to Team Canada if they don't get through to the Olympic gold medal final here. And the Americans are sitting here watching, going, "Wow, wow." Text 833-401-1440. Nick says these are statement games for all-time great players. Also getting back to Roddy said we were talking to Paul Sir about the Dream Team in 92 and had a question come in from Dr. Will and Gibbons regarding Isaiah Thomas and not being on the Dream Team. Roddy says Jordan hated Thomas because the Pistons refused to shake hands when the Bulls beat them a year prior. It's in The Last Dance. I remember that part in that documentary, Roddy. And come pick up your bottle of whiskey, big guy. Not Fred says after that, Shorty Cooper pulled the number 1 power play for the rest of the power play. So they went to the number 2 unit for the final. And I didn't see how long was the power play, about a minute in or so. Ballpark, Duke saying yes. Duke is saying yes. Coming up at the top of the hour, we got Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh Sports. Obviously, huge news, massive news with Sidney Crosby. And we'll talk to Taylor about the direction and maybe the change of direction and the philosophy where the Penguins organization has to go or will go regarding Sidney Crosby and his injury, how serious it is and how much time he will miss once he returns back to the Penguins and the not second half, but post-Olympic break. And then JP Hornstra from Newsweek covers Major League Baseball. 7 games on tap today in Major League Baseball as far as grapefruit and Cactus League action goes, there's tons to talk about with JP around the league. One of the things that they're instituting, obviously, in baseball this year is the ABS, the automated balls and strikes. Looks like Canada has picked up another medal, this one from Val Malte again. So Val Malte picks up a bronze. That's her third medal of the Olympics in the 1,500 meter. So she's got 1 gold, 2 bronze. This is her 5th Olympic Games. Hell of an Olympics for Val Malte. Canada now with 16 medals in Milano Cortina. So congratulations to Val. I guess she had the first medal of the games, and now she's got technically the latest medal of the Olympic Games. So kudos in 1,500 meters for Val Malte. If you look at the medal standings, Canada now with the 16. Norway still leads with 34. The USA at 27. Norway with 16 gold. Man, USA 9 gold. Italy's got 9 gold. You got to hand it to the Italians. I mean, on home soil, they've had a hell of an Olympics here. Canada was in 11th with 15. I don't know if they move into a tiebreaker a little higher up in 10 now with the 16th medal at these Olympic Games. Still 2-0 Finland. 6:25 left. You guys whispering over there, like it's just,
Donovan's he's a whisperer, but he's not very good at it. He's a loud whisperer.
Well, like what was the whisper, Donnie?
Don't worry about it. It's not about you, Kev. Oh. Don't worry. It's not about you. Not fit for air, though.
Oh, is it something to do with Val Malte? It's got to be someone. Canada could be going on the power play here. Maybe a high stick. It's almost like it's a phantom high stick too, and you never know. With Brad Marchand, there's going to be a replay of it, and I want to just exactly see. Oh no, this is a replay of a different. It's a shot on goal by Celebrini, but looks like Canada's going on the power play here. And when we come back, we'll have the results of this power play. We'll also check in with Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh Sports. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding, awswelding.ca. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Currently, Canada's men's hockey team taking on Finland with a berth in the gold medal game on the line. Finland with goals from the power play and penalty kill currently lead 2-0 coming up on the end of the second period. The other semifinal between the United States and Slovakia will start at 1:10. Earlier this morning from Italy, Valerie Malte claiming bronze in the women's 1,500 meter speed skating. Marielle Thompson, Hannah Schmidt, and Brittany Phelan got to the quarterfinals in women's ski cross before coming up short. And in the men's aerials, Louis Irving and Emile Nadeau got to the first final run, but did not advance through to the second. Rachel Holman's women's curling team lost to Sweden in the semifinals 6-3. She will now play for bronze tomorrow against the United States. And still to come today for Canada, 3 teams running in the 2 women bobsleigh starting at 10 o'clock, including local product Kelsey Mitchell. Men's ski halfpipe final starting at 11:30 will feature Brendan Mackey, Andrew Longino, and Dylan Marino. And in speed skating, the men's 5,000 meter relay team will skate for a medal at 1:30. Junior hockey tonight, Oil Kings are out in Regina in the BCHL. Spruce Grove hosting Brooks for a 7 o'clock puck drop at the Thompson Family Arena, and Sherwood Park is out in Trail. In the AJ, Camrose Kodiak's at home tonight, just outside of our city. And at the university level, Pandas Hockey kicking off their playoff schedule tonight from the Claire Drake Arena. Puck drop coming at 7 o'clock against Manitoba. And the McEwen Griffins men's hockey team hosting Calgary for game 1 of that Canada West quarter final. Canada just scoring on the power play to cut the deficit to 2-1 against Finland in men's hockey semifinal action. Coming up in hour 4, we'll be joined by Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh Sports covering the Penguins, as well as JP Hornstra from Newsweek covering the major leagues of baseball. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Center. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Center has the space, event event expertise and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Sometimes you think about what you're going to do in the day. Go to work, pick up the kids from school, make supper. But at GS Construction, we think a little differently. Winter is our season to think, to plan, and to improve. We study, we innovate, we train. So when the thaw comes, we're ready to dig, build, and deliver even better, which means we need people like you. If you're thinking about joining the team at GS Construction, now's the time to do it. To apply and to see how we think, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Hello. You're never going to believe this. Booster Juice called your name today. You can get a free smoothie or acai bowl. No way. And they're now. Oh my gosh. You and my brother have the same name. Okay, I'm calling him next. I'm hanging up.
Booster Juice Names of the Day is back. 2 names are selected each day, and if your name matches, you can get a free smoothie or an acai bowl. Watch for your name on the Booster Rewards app and social media. Must be an app member to qualify. Booster Juice. Canadian born. Blending since 1999.
If you're looking for non-stop sports coverage, tune into Sports 1440, Edmonton's only sports radio station.
24/7 coverage comes at you with expert commentary, in-depth analysis,
And so much more.
We are Sports 1440.
As players get ready to represent Canada, the regular hockey season takes a break. But don't forget about your winter breaks, BRAKES. At Napa Auto Parts, you'll find gold medal level stopping power and all your other world-class automotive parts and needs, like podium-worthy Napa gold filters. Napa Auto Parts is here to support your commute, your drive to the rink, and eventually your own gold medal moment. With close to 600 locations throughout the country and over 85 in Alberta, stop into your local Napa store today. Let's go, Canada! That's Napa know-how.
This year, instead of a short winter getaway from the cold, what if you took a permanent winter getaway from your hair loss? Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott, inviting you to come plan your winter transformation. I've helped thousands of Edmonton men and women get their hair and their confidence back. Many of them preferred the winter. Cooler temperatures are great for recovery, and winter hats can keep everything discreet. Trips are nice, but this winter, choose to invest in your vessel. Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:01 in Edmonton. As Duke mentioned in his sports update, Canada has scored to close the gap to 2-1 against Finland in the semifinals in men's hockey at the Olympics. Sam Reinhart, a deflection off a Cale Makar shot. It was Nick Suzuki-ish. It looked almost similar, kind of a similar tip-in that Suzuki had in the game against the Czechs. Connor McDavid got an assist on the goal. That gives him 12 points for Team Canada. That's a new record for Olympic tournament scoring with NHL players. Timo Solani, Saku Koivu, and McDavid shared the record at 11. Hey, time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And at Fountain Tire, we focus on one thing, and we can meet all your car needs and more. With our digital vehicle report, we just don't tell you what your car needs. We show you. Book your appointment at fountaintire.com today as we welcome in Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh Sports Morning. Taylor, you're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You know, I'm sorry, like the game's going on, Canada and the U.S. right now, Taylor, at the same time. So we'll kind of be doing two things at once. How much have you been enveloped in the Olympic hockey, again, with everything that's going on? And we'll get to Sidney Crosby in a minute, but with the USA and Canada, everyone hoping for a collision course for a gold medal. What's the atmosphere? And give us a scene setter. What's it like covering, the U.S. angle where you are?
I mean, for me, I've really just been covering, like on our website, the Penguins players who are in this. Just down to Crosby now. They had 4 to start. I've watched very little of the U.S. men's team. As a fan, I was watching a ton of the U.S. women's team. They're just so much more fun to watch. Very dominant, but if the U.S. men can pull out a win, first one since 1980, that would obviously be very cool. But I've been watching a ton of the men.
Yeah. So what did you think of the game yesterday with the American women winning a tight one in overtime over Canada?
I'm just surprised Marie-Philippe Poulin didn't have the overtime winner. Once it went to overtime, I'm like, Captain Clutch, like that's it, it's over. But yeah, no, very cool to see Hillary Knight go out as a gold medalist in her final game. Great tying goal from her. Layla Edwards was pretty exciting for the U.S. team. She's a former Penguins elite program alumni, so very, very cool to see those Pittsburgh ties.
Yeah, no kidding. So Canada's trailing 2-1 here with about 2.5 minutes left in this semifinal game. The USA and Slovakia go just a bit later today. So just maybe give us a sense what Penguins fans thought the feeling was, the other day when Sidney Crosby was hurt and obviously was unable to go today.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, the Penguins were practicing during that game, so a lot of the players, a lot of them found out in the locker room, and it was a bunch of swears, a bunch of no. I told one player, like, hey, Sid left in the second period, and his the first thing he said was it Gudis? And it was. But fans, I know Pittsburgh fans, immediately the first thought was, this is why NHL players should not be in the Olympics. There's no benefit. I don't agree with that, but it sounds like they avoided the worst with Crosby. So I think, the anger has dissipated a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you get that with, if Oiler fans would say the same thing if Connor McDavid were hurt. And I think everyone wants to see the best on best. The players want to do it. The owners don't want to do it. But it's just where it is right now. Taylor Haas with us from DK Sports in Pittsburgh. So having said all that, Taylor, and we don't know how long that Sidney Crosby's going to be out, how does this change the direction, the philosophy of what Kyle Dubas and management decides to do here in the next couple of weeks?
I don't think it would really impact much unless it was, worst case scenario and he's not going to play this season. And it sounds like they've avoided that. It sounds like he's going to play at some point. I mean, he was even a possibility for this game. So I really don't think it changes. I mean, as far as what they do over the next couple of weeks, I think, they're one thing that's clear is like they're not going to sell. They're in a playoff spot. They're competitive. What do they add? It's hard to say because they have been playing so well. It's hard to look at the lineup and say like this guy needs to come out. It would be nice for them to improve the defense, but even then, like in place of who? Because like Kulak, I think when he came in, a lot of people thought like, okay, they can flip him at the deadline, maybe bring in a better left-handed defenseman, but he's been very good and he's kind of settled things down for Chris Letang. So it's hard to really look at this lineup and pick out holes.
Well, let's start there with Brett Kulak because we're obviously going to talk about the Tristan Jarry and Stu Skinner trade. When the trade was made, it was like, okay, it's Jarry for Skinner, but then these other pieces came in. So how has Brett Kulak been since his arrival in Pittsburgh, Taylor?
Yeah, I think it was a rough start for him, just adjusting to the system, the new teammates. He had a couple different partners to start off, so there was a little bit of that instability. But when they moved him up to be Chris Letang's partner, they also started sheltering that pairing a little bit, easing them into it, giving them more offensive zone starts. We saw it was like that was the best Letang has looked in a while this season. So Kulak, he's been a pleasant surprise, especially after kind of maybe a rough start to his time in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. How is Chris Letang, by the way? He had a little small fracture in his foot?
Yeah, he expects to play in their first game out of the break. He started skating on his own during the break. He's been full participant in practice ever since. So yeah, the original timeline was 4 weeks. So the first game out of the break puts them right at that 4-week mark.
Yeah. Why do you think that Brett Kulak and Letang had that chemistry when they ended up being paired up together?
I think Letang just needs a defenseman who is maybe a bit more steady because he is, an offensive defenseman. He takes a lot of risks. That's part of what makes him so great. I mean, some of those offensive plays play off. I mean, when they made that trade, something that both Muse and Dubas said they liked about Kulak was how steady he is and just that presence. So I think because that steadiness is a strength of his that they see, putting him with Letang They just complement each other well.
Yeah. Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. So, the other big piece obviously was the trade in the goaltenders, and Tristan Jarry moving here and Stu Skinner moving to Pittsburgh. So would you say it's almost similar to Kulak, where it was a slow start for Stu, but now he's really been coming into his own here?
Yeah, for sure. His first couple games a little rough, especially that first one against Edmonton. The team in front of him also didn't have a good first couple games, but then he went on a run where he won, I think it was 7 of 8 or 8 of 9, and the one loss was just a 1-0 loss. He's been great. They're still kind of going with a tandem back and forth. They've been doing that really all season. Skinner has started to get maybe a little bit more of the starts. They aren't quite as 50-50 with him and Shelovs, but Skinner was another one that I think that when they made that trade, fans were like, oh, maybe they just, flip him at the deadline, because the Penguins do have a couple of good, goalie prospects that are, buried in the minors. But if they're going to make a playoff run, I think you're going to need, Stu to be the number one, just the way he's been playing, and because he has that playoff experience.
Yeah, and I mean, with his contract situation, he's going to command a decent dollar next year when he signs his new contract. Are they totally confident that they can move forward with Sergei Murashov down, in the future? And he's in the minors, obviously, right now, but are they confident that he's their goaltender of the future?
Either him or Joel Blomqvist. Whenever you bring up Murashov, Dubas is quick to say, don't forget Blomqvist. Murashov has been great. We saw him a little bit up in the NHL this season for the first time, and it was, a pretty good first stint. He had a shutout in his second game. Could he be? I think they'd like to have him up here next season. You also have Shelov. Shelov is a RFA. So they could, keep Skinner, be the number one, and then start easing Murashov in. They have a lot of options, but because they have so much goaltending depth. But Murashov does seem to be the goalie of the future. He's been incredible.
Rutger McGroarty, that's the guy I wanted to talk about with you, Taylor, and he's been up and down with the team this year. Well, basically since the trade with Winnipeg for Braden Yeager. So what have you seen from a guy that they were hoping, this is a 14th overall draft pick. It was basically a swap for high draft picks. What are they hoping to get out of Rutger McGroarty here moving forward?
I mean, I think he projects to be a top 6 guy. That's where he, when he came up at the end of last season and he really excelled, that's where they had him. And then he had an injury, blocked a shot, missed the rest of the season. He was injured coming into this year. In mid-season, he got concussed in practice. The guy ran into him, just a collision. So he's kind of been hampered by injuries so far. But I mean, this last stretch when he was just up, before the break, he was playing very well, and he has great chemistry with Avery Hayes, one of their other young prospects. So I think Rutger right now is someone that could be playing in the NHL, but they don't have the spots for it. So that's something that I know that, like, looking at the deadline, do you want to maybe move out someone like a Nola Chari to clear the way for someone like a Rutger or Avery Hayes, or because those guys should be in the NHL right now, but right now they're just lighting it up for Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, what do you think happens with Evgeny Malkin? Is there like a short-term extension that can be maybe solidified here in the next little bit? Do they wait to the offseason? What are your thoughts what they're going to do with one of their all-time greats in franchise history?
Dubas has said, he said a couple times at the start of the season that they were going to talk during the Olympic break. I mean, Dubas is obviously still in Milan, so I don't know if it's going to be that, short period between, when they get back and before the games start, where they're going to sit down and figure out what they're going to do moving forward. Malkin's having his best year in a couple seasons, so he's making $6.1 million now. You figure even at that rate, or even a little less, he's worth bringing back. They've shifted him to wing. Part of that was injury related. He had a shoulder injury and really couldn't take faceoffs. He comes back. They have him on the wing. He's playing with Igor Chinakov and Tommy Novak. That line's been incredible for them. So I don't think you break that up. You got to get younger at some point, but bring Malkin back, like you said, a short-term deal, 1 year, 2 years. I feel like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and you mentioned some youth. And one of their best young guys that they have, in the lineup in the organization is Ben Kindle, who there's no way they thought would be a full-time NHLer. He's, 50-plus games, 27 points. What have you noticed from a young guy that's just, 18 years old still?
Yeah, that's been a big surprise at the start of this season. The plan was to kind of do what Anaheim did with Leo Carlson, not play him every game, just to ease him in. Physically, you don't want him like losing weight, getting worn down. But they ended up having to play him regularly out of necessity, and he's handled it fine. He did go through a slump, the last few weeks before the break, where he was getting the chances, he wasn't scoring, and then right before the break, they started going in for him, and he seemed rejuvenated. But he's been, a key part of that third line. They tried moving him up, to wing, because he is centering the third line. They moved him up to wing, and it was okay. But he's just such a play driver on that third line, and adds so much energy to that third line that they just put him back down there. So that third line has been really good for them.
Taylor Haas with us from DK Pittsburgh Sports on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. So I still think even if Sid's out a few weeks, I think the Penguins are going to make the playoffs here. How do you like the Met division here? The Rangers stink. The Devils stink. The Flyers aren't going to be in contention. Columbus, thanks to a great, since their head coach Rick Bowness has coming in for Dean Evason, is making a case for a playoff spot. But how do you see things shaking down in the Met, and then even just the wild card spots here in the Eastern Conference, Taylor?
Yeah, I think this is a team that could finish, second or third in the division because they've been playing well. But like you said, the rest of the division is just not good. The Penguins do have one of the tougher schedules in the league to finish out. So, if they can find a way to add at the deadline without disrupting the chemistry too much, that'll give them that just much more of a boost. But the way they've been playing, the way the new guys have come in and added life, but then even some of the returning players, like Erik Karlsson, is a totally different player under Dan Muse than Mike Sullivan. So that just kind of gives you a lot of optimism for this team that they're going to be able to carry this out and get back to the playoffs.
Hey, Taylor, thanks so much for your time, giving us an update on the Penguins moving forward post-Olympic. Really appreciate your time, and take care. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Taylor Haas from DK Pittsburgh Sports, and our Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. Book your service today at Fountain Tire. You'll be ready for whatever the season throws at you. Check them out at fountaintire.com. They are in the second period intermission. Canada trailing Finland by a score of 2-1. The Canadians were the better team in the second period, easily outplaying Finland. The Finns sitting back, and anytime you sit back, that's just a recipe for disaster. And this is a special teams game so far. A special teams game with 2 power play goals and a shorthanded goal. Shots were 14-3 Canada in that second period, third period to come. We're going to switch gears and talk a little Major League Baseball with J.P. Hornstra from Newsweek. That's coming up on the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne and Donnie P. on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. Exciting news from St. Albert Dodge. The all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport packages have arrived. They have a great selection and a bunch of colors to choose from. And if you've checked out the Sport, you know it comes in some fun colors. Rugged capability, practical off-road features, and you can get behind the wheel for as low as $49,900. That's right. Put yourself in a brand new Jeep Gladiator Sport for less than $50,000. What more can you ask for? Time to head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Mr. Rooter gets a colonoscopy.
All right, Mr. Rooter, just relax. We're almost finished.
Now, what am I looking at on the screen?
That's your large intestine.
Wow, the pipes of the human body. Incredible. This is just like when we use a camera for sewer inspection, except you probably don't find tree roots.
You'd be surprised what we find.
Once I found a bunch of Hot Wheels.
Hey, me too.
For a plumber who values healthy pipes, call Mr. Rooter.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
From the locker room to your radio, Sports 1440 is Edmonton's sports leader. Real talk, big personalities, and your texts. It's interactive. It's fun. It's where Edmonton talks sports. Sports 1440.
McValue meals are here. Get the McDs you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, Junior Chicken, or Chicken Snack Wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. At Canadian restaurants, product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Whoa, I gotta put some money on the game tonight. We hit our monthly budget. Whoa, how did you get in here? I'm you, the responsible you. We're right. We'll play another time. Sounds more like us.
If you gamble, use your game sense. Visit GameSenseAB.ca.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Your next dinner's ready with Loca Quality Market's gourmet meals. Choose from over 200 chef-prepared meals. Shop local at loca.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:21 in Edmonton. Semifinal Friday at the Olympics in men's hockey. Canada trailing Finland 2-1 after 40 minutes. The Canadians need to get it in gear or they would not advance to Sunday's gold medal game. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. The plumber to call when the toilet mysteriously breaks after your jalapeno pepper popper fueled game night with the fellas. That's mrrooter.ca. As we welcome back JP Hoornstra from Newsweek, covers Major League Baseball. Morning, JP. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
How excited are you to get ready for another season here with spring training underway? Grapefruit and Cactus League action with 7 games today, JP. Hey, I'm not sure. I apologize if you're already in a sunny locale or whatever covering the cactus or grapefruit, but are you, is that on your agenda here in the next little bit?
Well, I'm actually in sunny Southern California where we had to brave the 40-degree cold this morning. I'll spare you the details of that. I know you guys in Edmonton have it tough. No, it's interesting, right? Because they're just going to stop in the middle of spring training for the WBC. At least a lot of the best players in camps are just going to head off to Japan or Florida or wherever their game site happens to be. And so that has kind of changed the schedule a little bit. These games are starting earlier than usual by roughly a week. And so, you know, if you're the Dodgers or the Blue Jays and you were literally playing into November of last year, that makes things a little bit interesting. And I imagine that for those two teams especially, you're going to see a lot of guys get slow played here in spring training where their schedule is just not normal. I mean, Dave Roberts was talking in the Dodgers camp recently about how often Shohei Ohtani will pitch here in spring training for the Dodgers, knowing he's going to be pitching in the WBC. Roki Sasaki, who was in the Dodgers bullpen all until the end of last season, he wasn't allowed to go to the WBC because they still want to monitor his schedule as a young pitcher. And so that's one of the biggest storylines I'm looking at is just, how many of the best players in the world we actually see as managers try to navigate this WBC schedule. But in any way, shape, or form, yes, it's absolutely nice to see players back on the field playing games.
As you say, each team's going to be different how they maneuver here, and maybe a team like, as you said, the Dodgers and Dave Roberts with more players and the travel. How big of a factor do you think that's going to come in with the WBC when you add in Japan and players coming back and things like that to different locales as the tournament progresses here?
Yeah, what I would say with respect to that is it's a lot easier doing it in the middle of spring training than in the middle of the regular season. The Dodgers and Chicago Cubs opened last season in Tokyo, and that was a great event for all involved. But then they had to come back and then play more games here in North America after having traveled across the Pacific Ocean. That's a lot stickier than if you are just taking games off in the middle of spring training to fly overseas. And it will be absolutely harder on some teams and some players than others, because if you're a U.S.-based player and you never have to go overseas, well, that's kind of what you're doing in the regular season anyway, right? But if you happen to be playing in the Caribbean or in Asia, then it's a little bit different equation. I do feel bad, though, for any snowbirds, especially. You got them in Edmonton who are coming down just to see their favorite player in the middle of spring training, and he's at the World Baseball Classic. Sorry, not this week. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, we got so many people that go down to Dunedin, obviously, to see the Jays here, JP. So that would be a definite bummer for sure. Before we get to maybe some on-field stuff, I just maybe wanted to get your perspective on the business side of things. And everyone's been talking about, the MLBPA and, the possibility of a work stoppage coming up here next year with salaries out of control with some franchises and then other teams not even getting close to the floor. What needs to be done here, JP, in your estimation, for a healthy Major League Baseball moving forward?
Well, the healthiest Major League Baseball, in my opinion, is one that does not cancel a season or even a portion of a season. So the players and the owners have to find some common ground on the issues that you just touched on. The players have drawn a very firm line in the ground about a salary cap. Bruce Meyer, who just took over as the executive director of the Major League Baseball Players Association, yesterday or the day before, said straight up, I don't want a zero-sum game. In other words, any kind of a limit on the total pool of money that players can divide among themselves, because one player's richness doesn't want to equate to another player's poverty. They want to have that rising tide that lifts all boats. So if the Dodgers go out and sign Kyle Tucker for 4 years and $240 million, the players hope that trickles down to raise the price for the next best free agent. And in the case of, Bo Bichette, maybe it did, right? So this is a system that works really well for the players. It's a system that works really well for the Dodgers, the Blue Jays, the Mets, the Yankees, the usual big market teams who have good television contracts and can afford those kinds of deals. For other teams, it's a little bit more of a raw deal. And I feel bad, not so much for the owners on the very, very bottom of the spectrum who aren't spending even the money that's available to them. I feel bad for those owners in the middle class who are in a San Francisco, a Seattle, a market that's pretty big, but just not quite big enough to get that same television contract that allows them to compete with the Dodgers or the Mets or the Yankees year in and year out. And I think for those owners and for the fans of the teams in those markets, I do hope something changes, but it's not going to be a salary cap if the players, if you don't want to see a season lost.
JP Hoornstra from Newsweek, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Maybe a little business, but a little on-field here with the ABS. I wanted to get your opinion on the automated ball strike challenge system that's going to be implemented as a full go this year. Do you think it's a work in progress, JP? And how do you think some teams will, use their strategy to implement it moving forward here?
Yeah, I think the parts of the ABS system that are getting talked about are probably actually not the most significant consequences. I think if you're a fan watching the game, and to the extent that I've seen it in spring training and at the All-Star game last year, it's very inobtrusive.
Mm-hmm.
It is not something that takes really away from the flow of the game, that takes away from your attention. It's really about getting the calls right. And a couple times a game, you're going to see a bad ball or strike call get reversed and get called correctly. And that's about it. Here's what I'm curious to see is how it affects roster construction. Because in a world where the way that the catcher receives the pitch from the pitcher, the way that he frames the pitch, if you will, matters a lot toward whether that's getting called a ball or a strike. It really does affect how much catchers get paid. It affects which catchers are on major league rosters and who's behind the plate on a given night. In a world where a well-framed call that results in an inaccurate call on the part of the home plate umpire can just get overturned like that in 2 seconds. Maybe framing isn't as important. And maybe we do see different catchers getting playing time and getting more money, based on how well they hit, how well they throw out base runners. So I don't know that teams have exactly sorted that out yet. And I'm curious to see how that aspect of ABS changes the game in the next few years.
Yeah. I'm with you on the catchers there, JP. Sometimes you'd see in the last few years, the framing so critical that the next thing you know, they're not in position, the catchers, to be at their top level for defense and maybe a block instead of framing and things like that. So it all comes into play for sure. Being in SoCal, full well how the Dodgers are assembling their lineup, but I kind of wanted to go across the country and what you thought about how the Mets have transformed their team with, the likes of Diaz and Alonso gone, and then all the new faces coming into the Mets organization here, JP.
It's going to be different. It's weird with a Mets team that doesn't have Brandon Nimmo out there in left field. It's going to be interesting to see Juan Soto take over that position. It's going to be a weird infield with Polanco at first and Bo Bichette at third. That's never existed before for either of them. Exactly. And like you said, without Edwin Diaz, I don't know that they're a better team this year. They really are putting a lot of stock into, and I say this as somebody who's literally 3,000 miles away, whether there was a clubhouse dynamic that was actually hindering the team from playing to its potential on the field. That kind of seems to be the bet, at least to a degree. And I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I don't know on paper that they are a better team. Now, having said that, don't have to tell any Blue Jays fans how well Bo Bichette can hit and how much better of a lineup they're going to be with him in it, right? I think Marcus Semien makes them a much better defensive team up the middle. And that's going to be interesting to see where he hits in the lineup and how well he hits in what's typically been a pitcher's park there at Citi Field. So it's a lot of change, and I'm really fascinated to see how kind of the net sum of the changes plays out.
Yeah. You mentioned the Blue Jays there. I always got to get every baseball insider and expert that we have on from the States talk about the Jays. What did you think of their off-season moves? Everyone knew that they were trying to get Kyle Tucker and players like that. They started to do their work earlier, I guess, than other teams, and did that allow them to maybe set their roster sooner than others and going after those big fish, do you think, JP?
Yeah, I really liked their offseason when they were signing Dylan Cease and Okamoto, and I didn't like it so much when I was hearing that Anthony Santander was going to miss a lot of time and Bobby Francis was going to need Tommy John surgery. So it was a real big start and then kind of a whimper there at the finish, especially with them missing Kyle Tucker going to Los Angeles. Best team in the American League last year. I don't think anybody would dispute that. And then I was talking to a scout yesterday who was really surprised that the Mariners even took them to 7 games in the ALCS. That was how well the Blue Jays outplayed them. But look, I think that they can confidently say that they've at least raised the floor of their pitching staff by adding Dylan Cease. Anytime you can get somebody, just pencil them in for 30 starts, somewhere close to 200 innings. There just aren't many guys like that in Major League Baseball. And whatever his ERA is at the end of the season, you got to feel like it was better than whatever combination of fifth starters they were going to rotate in there without him. So I really applaud that signing. I don't know what that lineup's going to look like without Bichette. I don't know if they can keep going what they had last year. I think there's more in Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I think if he was on the line with us right now, he would tell us that as well. The real Vlad is probably somewhere between the guy that you saw in October and the guy that you saw from April to September. But even that is an all-star caliber player who any team would be envious to have in the middle of their lineup. So I think they've got a lot of competition in the American League East. I think that division on the whole has probably gotten a little bit better. I don't know that the Blue Jays are necessarily going to win the division. It's hard to say. There's a lot of variables that come into that, but I think they can be very confident that they'll be in the playoffs this year and have as good a chance as any team to represent the American League in the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, the division's going to be so tough. Everyone knows the Yankees are going to be there, and Boston's always sniffing around. What about Baltimore, though? What do you think of what the changes that the Orioles made in the offseason to get back to where they once were and want to be again?
Love what they did on the hitting side, bringing in Pete Alonso. And they have so much depth on the hitting side, and they're going to need it, right? Because they learned that Jackson Holliday is going to have this handmade surgery, and he's going to miss some time. And sounds like Jordan Westberg might miss some time too. So they're in pretty good shape on the hitting side. On the pitching side, I think they have a good enough rotation to get them into October.
Yeah.
I think they have a good enough bullpen to get them into October. Once they get there, I don't know that that's really the pitching staff you want to bank on taking you to the World Series. So I think if some of their hitters return to health, it would not shock me to see the Orioles line up some trades between now and the end of the season. But on paper right now, I definitely think they have a playoff team, maybe one that challenges the Blue Jays or the Yankees or the Red Sox for the division title. But I just don't think this is the Orioles team you're going to see in October if they get there.
Do you have the Dodgers winning it all again, JP, with just an unbelievable lineup?
They're the best team in baseball on paper, and frankly, it's not close, in my opinion. So if you want to get cute and pick some other team, okay. But it's going to take a lot of injuries for the Dodgers to not be the favorites. So, and they're an older team, right? I'm sure they will suffer injuries. I was talking to a scout the other day, and then I asked him straight up, do you think the Dodgers have better starting pitching depth than they had a year ago? Because that really, you put them in an awkward position of having to beat the Reds in a wild card round and really try to field a rotation that didn't stay healthy for them all season. It was a completely different rotation. Now, it happened to be that their best 4 starting pitchers were healthy, and Clayton Kershaw was in the bullpen, and they were this stacked team that you saw win the World Series. But I don't know that they can count on that working again if need be. So I think they're counting on some of the younger players stepping up if and when their older players need rest. I think that's probably the biggest question mark that I see when facing the Dodgers. But any team in baseball would take that question mark. It's a good problem to have.
Do you think Dave Roberts rolls out Ohtani every 6th day if he can, on the mound?
I think he does. The question really around how to mitigate pitcher injuries and keep them healthy has been, how do you get to X number of innings, whatever that innings limit is? Is it that you skip their turn in the rotation once in a while? Is it that any little nagging injury is an automatic 2 weeks on the injured list? Or is it that you limit the guy to 5 innings every time he's on the mound? And I don't know how the Dodgers are going to navigate that with Ohtani. If he's healthy enough to make 30 starts, maybe he does make 30 starts, but it's more like 5 innings a start, right?
Yeah.
And if there is some kind of a nagging injury, I'm sure they would not hesitate to put him on the injured list or stick somebody in the rotation and just let him DH for a couple weeks. That'll be interesting to see how they navigate that, because by all accounts, his UCL is ready for a full season. And that hasn't been the case for, 3 years now. So we'll see how they do it. It'll be interesting to watch.
Hey, JP, thanks for your time this morning. Really appreciate it. Enjoy spring training, WBC. And here we go. Another baseball season's upon us. We'll talk soon. Thanks for coming on.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
JP Hoornstra from Newsweek covers Major League Baseball, and our headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Rooter, the #1 overall pick in your fantasy plumbing pool. That's mrrooter.ca. Canada, Finland, 12:40 left in the third period. Still 2-1 Finns. There was a chance Finland had there. I heard some screaming out in the Chewy Hall there, Duke. I don't know exactly what happened. Were you checking the tube out when that scream happened?
Just a break in and a little cut back. Looked like there was some room on the short side. Couldn't put it past Bennington. I didn't see who the Finnish player was, but yeah, a little bit of a hold your breath moment. all of a sudden when you get down to the final half period here, a 2-goal deficit would seem pretty daunting.
Like, it's not like the Finns are pressing, and like Canada's so what I've watched, up and down doing that interview with JP is that the Finns keeping him more to the outside than anything.
Yeah, a lot of what Donovan said earlier has kind of held true throughout this third period as well.
12 minutes left, and they're going to break, and so will we on the Kevin Carey Show. We'll wrap it up with the Duke of Delburne and Donnie P on Sports 1440 AM radio. We are streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Free trips, free iPads, a barbecue, a wood stove, the #1 dealer in the world. What? Who cares? How about no pressure, a great deal, finance rates as low as 0%, trade values you can be happy with, and an indoor showroom. And we're pretty good people. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
McValue meals are here. Get the McD's you love for $5 plus tax every day. With your choice of a McDouble, Junior Chicken, or Chicken Snack Wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Free trips, free iPads, a barbecue, a wood stove, the #1 dealer in the world. What? Who cares? How about no pressure, a great deal, finance rates as low as 0%, trade values you can be happy with, and an indoor showroom. And we're pretty good people. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
There's a lot of great seasons in Alberta. Hockey season, harvest season, the winter season, and the even more winter season. But GS Construction is already preparing for our next great season, because while the city slows down, we plan ahead. Projects, people, and pipelines. Everything starts taking shape for another strong year underground. We're also getting ready for our next hiring season in March. We want new people who want to build something that lasts. For more on us and to apply, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Hot coffee, hotter takes, and the sports stories that matter. Check out Kevin Karius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440. Be part of the conversation. 833-401-1440.
Hello. You're never going to believe this. Booster Juice called your name today. You can get a free smoothie or acai bowl.
No way. Heading there now.
Oh my gosh, you and my brother have the same name. Okay, I'm calling him next. I'm hanging up.
Booster Juice Names of the Day is back. 2 names are selected each day, and if your name matches, you can get a free smoothie or an acai bowl. Watch for your name on the Booster Rewards app and social media. Must be an app member to qualify. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the 2 best names in the boots business.
If you manage or lead a team, join your peers April 14th to 17th at the Banff Management Course. PA Douglas Training invites you to 3 days of immersive leadership development in beautiful Banff, Alberta. Learn how to manage conflict, motivate and influence others, strengthen teamwork and improve productivity. Proudly Canadian, PA Douglas has trained over 150,000 professionals. Registration includes 3 nights at the Banff Springs Hotel, breakfast, select meals, refreshments, and course materials. Register now at padouglas.ca.
Sports 1440. All sports, all day.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Thanks for listening to Edmonton's sports leader.
All right. Welcome back to the big program, 1043 in Edmonton, the home stretch of the Kevin Karius Show on a Friday to wrap up the week. Duke of Delburne, Donovan Paulson, Donnie P with us here on a Friday morning. It's still 2-1 Finland leading Canada in the semifinals. Winner goes for gold Sunday morning. Canada has held the play territorially, but for the most part, things kept to the outside. We were talking about ice time pretty well all week and even through the Olympics. We had a text that came in, I think it was yesterday, because we were talking about the chips in the NHL jerseys. And someone texted in and there was no name on the text that said there are no chips in the NHL jerseys, which the time on ice, that's got to be a little off, I would say, than in the Olympics compared to when the chips are, it's all computer generated and they are to the second. I'm sure it's close. Back in the day before they had chips, there used to be guys up in the catwalk of Rexall back in the day, and even Rogers, I would imagine, and they would have their computers going and then have buttons that they pressed, and they'd have maybe 3-4 guys doing it, and they'd have to keep track of a couple guys and score to tie it with 9:26. Finland automatically questioning the goal. 2-2 with 9:26 left. Man, oh man. What the hell, Richie Bell? They are maybe, he was first in the flyby, Shea Theodore. So thought maybe there was a redirection in front and some contact. Marchand. They might look at this one. I don't know. Well, I don't know if the rules are different, but Marchand was all over UC Saros before. Don't you think, Duke? He was all over him before, but there was still time to recover, I think.
But he's also pushed in, right?
Yeah.
So the Finnish defenseman bowls him over, kind of over the back of Saros. Definitely contact.
It looked like it was almost redirected too.
I'd have a hard time seeing this come back because of the manner in which Marchand was driven. Like, he was in the crease already, but not touching the tendy. Finnish D-man plows him over the back of Saros. I think this is going to stand.
Shea Theodore scored for Canada. That was my Gary Meyer impersonation of.
I thought you were going to do. I thought you were going to do another Cuthbert impression.
Paul
This
Henderson.
is unbelievable.
Make it 2 for number 2. Kenneth has texted in a while back. He says, you guys should just be doing the play-by-play. Duke on the play-by-play, KK on the color. He doesn't mention Donnie P as the host. Like, Donnie P is the Gene Principe here.
Donnie P would be our Gene.
Yeah. So shots 31-14. Finland just, again, hanging on. And pucks to the net. And that's all that Canada's got to get to do here. And now you can take a little bit of a breath. Having said that, that's how the Czech game went here. And then Czechs made on the 6-on-5 goal. Canada was forced to tie it up with 3.5 minutes left by Suzuki. MTR says Karius would be McLean, same age. Some people don't like Ron McLean. Some people love him. Some people don't like him.
I think as he's
gone
gotten
a
a little,
Cherry thing.
A lot of people soured after that whole ordeal, and also as Ron has gotten older,
he drifts off.
Some maybe think he's lost his fastball a little bit. I mean, it's tough when you're talking
things.
about working the Hockey Night in Canada desk. It's 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning out east by the time these Vancouver games or even Edmonton games sometimes are wrapping up. So, sundowning a little bit. Listen, I still think he's great. He's an icon of Canadian hockey. He's kind of one of those guys right up there with the likes of what we saw with Bob Cole. It'll be the same with Chris Cuthbert, Al Michaels down the States on Thursday Night Football. They will do it as long as they want to do it. Nobody's going to tell them to retire.
Well,
and honestly, I have a hard time disagreeing with it.
Bob Cole, even in 2006, when he was doing the Stanley Cup final with the Oilers and Carolina, had to ask a lot of stuff. I know that. Like, he wasn't on top of his game at that point, and
he still did it for like another 10 years.
Yeah. So that's just the way it goes. And we see it, obviously, if everyone watches the Thursday night prime games on NFL.
And with Michaels, it's almost just like disinterest, though. He's just like, I don't care about anything. This game sucks.
Well, and I think, to be honest with you, if you're analyzing how that game gets called and is broadcast, Herb Street, he is the guy.
He's the star of the broadcast.
He has to kind of pull it together.
Yeah.
With certain how plays develop, how players are called, like names are called. That was so and so, and blah blah blah. Just under 8 minutes left. 2-2 Canada. Finland. We await the second game today with Slovakia and the USA. That'll be at 1:10. Canada, in case you missed it, Rachel Homan lost her women's semifinal curling game to Sweden. 6-3 the final, so Canada will play the USA for bronze tomorrow. Great news is Val Malte wins Canada's 16th medal at the Olympics, her third of the games. So congratulations on that for Val Malte in speed skating. And can Canada get to 20 medals? It's going to be tight. That looked funny the way that UC Saris played that puck just now because the whistle just had gone prior as to for an offside call. But 10:49. What time do you guys want to start Fantasy Frenzy, Duke? Right now,
11 o'clock. I think Kevin is the how the schedule usually goes on a standard Monday to Friday.
Oh man. Frank Saravalli reporting that Shea Theodore blew the roof off. Is it Santa Julia? Santa?
I don't know, Kev. You're a resident upperclassman here.
So I could pull the Brian Hall out, right?
Okay.
So the Brian Hall with all the Italian stuff, he would say the Santa Julia.
Santa Julia.
Julia, because he would do the silent G, just as when he used to do Eskimos games, and when the Eskimos played the BC Lions, and there would be a kick coming up for the Lions, it was always Louis Passalia. Yeah, Passalia. Harry is predicting overtime.
Bold prediction.
Oh, you know what, Duke? This smells of your 4-2 prediction.
It's possible.
A goal and then an empty netter.
If one team gets a go-ahead here.
And did you did you have a little sprinkle on this one? Or
I
not?
did.
And you went over under too?
I did not take an over. I can tell you what I sprinkled on the game. Connor McDavid, 2 points.
And he's got one.
He has one. Cale Makar with a point.
He's got one.
Which I believe he has two.
Does he have two? Did he get in?
I actually think that Theodore goal read Theodore from Sanheim and Makar. How is that possible? I'm not entirely
I got it
sure.
as Sanheim and Tom Wilson. Dude.
Oh, okay. I literally just read that from a tweet as it came up. But I put something else in there too. I can't remember. But I think maybe Canada to win regulation. And someone as a goal scorer. Either way.
The other goal is Reinhardt from Makar and McDavid, as we talked about.
Yeah.
So Theodore from Sanheim and Tom Wilson. If you're looking at ice time between, they are going pretty hard. They've been going pretty hard on this Connor McDavid line as far as Macklin Celebrini and everyone else. Celebrini's up to 22 minutes right now. McDavid is at 21:15. Nathan McKinnon at 18 minutes. On the back end, Harley's at 19:19 and Cale Makar at 21:17. Drew Doughty down to 7:53, Duke. 6:14 left to go. So, Donnie P., we still don't know about your Sunday morning yet. Even if it's not Canada in the gold medal game. Are you getting together with all the guys in the warm blankets and everything?
Cozied up?
Electric blankets?
Probably won't be to the same level. No, it would probably just be a nice, breakfast and
hungover breakfast.
Hungover breakfast and
but you're
not
going
exactly
out, you're going
the
to pick
same
it up though. Why don't you make it? Would you ever make one of those? What do they call them? The wife savers?
Those are great.
Yeah. Why don't you make that on
like
Saturday night?
A nice kind of breakfast casserole style dish. Oh, those are good.
I don't think that's exactly in my group of fellas repertoire. That's not in the wheelhouse.
Donovan, it's not exactly rocket science, and the reason it's called a wife saver is because you can make it the night before, and then you just put it in the oven in the morning.
Yeah. Well, some of them have the special K flakes on the top, dude.
Little extra crunch.
Yeah.
I've seen it that way for sure.
Yeah. But a lot of, it's the egg, it's soaked in the bread, Donnie P. And you can put some ham down there and then
Hash
cheese.
browns,
Yeah,
cheese.
everything.
Oh, it's all
The
good.
carnation hash browns, yeah.
Crumble some bacon or sausage in there if you prefer. You can essentially put in it whatever you want. Peppers, maybe, if you're getting really adventurous.
Way better than going to McDonald's, Donnie.
I don't know. Those McDonald's breakfast sandwiches are pretty killer.
Oh,
And I'm a big fan of the breakfast burritos, actually. Love
The
those.
Lifesaver's way better.
No, nothing beats a good breakfast sandwich. Honestly, those fast food breakfast sandwiches are top notch. Like I honestly, most of the
Come on
time,
now.
I prefer a fast food breakfast sandwich over most of the fast food burgers.
No way, man. The Lifesaver. I wanted to let our listeners know that I invited Donovan Paulson into our Edmonton Rotisserie League baseball draft, and he doesn't seem to be as interested as I thought he would be.
Oh, I'm interested. I just need to see what the, before I'm going to enter.
I can tell
something.
you your team, the guy that folded it, and I think you might know him, Tim Ellis. That comes on, Timmy Ellis from Camrose. You've got a pretty decent team. You got Pete Alonso. Actually, sorry, he was traded, so you don't have him anymore. I'm just looking at the rest of his team. This looks pretty good. You got James Wood. You got some good players here. Great pitchers, too. Johan Duran, Ryan Helsley. Man, you got a good team.
Sign me up, Kev.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Sign me up.
We'll talk about it, Don. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochef T-Bird,
Connor Halley and the Duke of Delburne. We've got the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell, 12-2. Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show till 6. Fox Sports all night long until the Triple S at 9 bells. Who is going to be here? Who knows? And will Josh Fenwick be with Paul Sir for Hoop City from 10 till 12? Only the Shadow knows. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand, high-quality promotional products for your businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with a Z. Hey, thanks, everyone, for listening. Really appreciate your contributions and input on the text line. We could not do it without you. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here with Monday without Eddie Steele, who's on a little vacation for a week or so. Until then, here is the Duke.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
From the Olympics in Italy, Canada's men's hockey team taking on Finland with a berth in the gold medal game on the line. Currently tied at 2 with under 5 minutes to go in regulation. Other semifinal between the United States and Slovakia coming up at 1:10. 3 Canadian teams running in the 2 women bobsleigh, including local product Kelsey Mitchell. This morning, earlier on, Valerie Malte claiming bronze in the women's 1,500-meter speed skating. Marielle Thompson, Hannah Schmidt, and Brittany Phelan got to the quarterfinal in women's ski cross before coming up short. In men's aerials, Louis Irving and Emile Nadeau got to the final run of their event, but did not advance through to the second going of it. Rachel Holman's women's curling team losing to Sweden in the semifinals 6-3. They'll play for bronze tomorrow morning at 6 against the United States. Still to come today for Canada, men's ski halfpipe final starting at 11:30 will feature Brendan Mackey, Andrew Longino, and Dylan Marino. And in speed skating, the men's 5,000-meter relay team will skate for a medal at 1:30. 9 games on the hardwood tonight, including the Heat in Atlanta, OKC hosting the Nets, and from SoCal, the Lakers host the Clippers at Crypto.com Arena. Junior hockey tonight, Oil Kings out in Regina, BCHL action, Spruce Grove Saints hosting Brooks for a 7 o'clock puck drop from the Thompson Family Arena, Sherwood Park out in Trail, and in the AJ, Camrose at home against Canmore. Collegiate level in our city tonight, Pandas playoff hockey from the Drake against Manitoba for the first of a best-of-3 puck drop at 7 o'clock. Griffins men's hockey taking on Calgary from the DCA at 7 in Game 1 of their quarterfinal series. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brendan Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a state